You all look great.
Yeah, Alicia, you have to post that.
Well, I wait till more people get on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I posted your
I'll
link
take it
in the
again.
chat, Henrik, so to Ted's response, because Ted was having troubles getting on. So
A few people were, yeah.
good
Dr.
idea.
Seems like
Gary.
a ton more people. Where's Ken?
Hi, Elisa. Yeah.
Hi,
Claire was
Mary.
in there. Where did she go?
Ken, Patty.
So can you
Oh
see
my
me now?
gosh.
Mary,
Can you-
remember
I'm
me?
in.
Saunders.
I can see you.
Can you
Medina.
hear me?
Yay.
Good to see everybody.
Yay.
So now, Carrie,
Andrea.
Mary. Where is everybody?
Double mic. We still have a double mic.
Yeah, there's two. There's a couple links going on. I think people are confused, so. Mike, you're in twice, so I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
You're having
You're
two
allowed to,
parties.
let's say.
Yeah. Actually,
We're
I'm
seeing
having
you
somebody
from the
help
right.
me with these technical things. He's kind of off the screen, but he's trying to fine tune things for me. But it's great seeing you guys. Yeah, look at y'all.
Happy
See
birthday.
you.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, Mike.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
yeah, great idea, Mike. Great
Hi.
birthday present for all of us. So thank you.
Wow. Let's see.
I love it.
Great.
How is everybody?
Yes. How is everyone?
You know, pandemic aside, like I think we can, pandemic and how is everybody?
Good.
Let's see if somebody's chatting.
Okay, I'm figuring chat works. Cindy, very good. If someone has to type something. I'm good. I'm working from home. I still have a job right now. I know lots of people are getting laid off or furloughed, and so far, so good for me. I'm not a work from home person. I'd rather go in the office and see people, and so it's weird. And I live in a small, like, this is my kitchen, and then this other room is like the other room. So that's where my like bedroom slash, you know, family room area. It's just small. So, you know, being here and not being able to, you know, get out and see people and, you know, go to the gym or see my mom, you know, it's just kind of, it's a first world problem, and I'm very fortunate to have a job, and I understand, and I'm just happy to, you know, stay home and keep other people safe and keep out of the hospital. So that's kind of where I'm at. But you know, a lot of socializing on this thing, exercising on, you know, videos and things on this thing. So working on this thing. So I'm here a lot. But I'm okay. I'm happy to see you all. Next, someone else talk.
Pass the torch.
You all have to leave here. Mommy! I will be back. Take care. I am so excited.
Who's that? Who's excited?
Like Kathy? I don't know.
Somebody else?
I think it was Kathy. I couldn't
think so, yeah.
see her.
Your
Well, I
video
can talk. I also work from home, and my son is studying from home, and we have been home for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's really weird to try to teach 70 students Swedish for immigrants. So my students struggle a lot because most of them don't know a lot of Swedish, and also they don't know a lot of, you know, computing. But we're getting there. And other than that, we're doing well. My daughter is working, so she goes to work every day. But my son and I, we stay at home, and we go out only to walk the dog and do the grocery shopping and stuff like that.
But Sweden is one of the countries that I think is trying to do more social distancing as opposed to self-isolation. Is that true?
Yeah, we like today was really nice outside, and I was outside for many hours. I met my brother's little kids and his
Mhm.
girlfriend in a playground. But you kind of step away. You don't come close to elderly people. A lot of the pensioners are outside, actually. I help my neighbor to do the grocery shopping. She's 89 and she lives beneath me. And my parents, they have a house arrest. They can't leave their house.
Like full isolation.
But they are in
yeah.
the garden. Yeah, they are in the garden. So, but in Stockholm, maybe it's different. Henrik would have to tell you about that because I'm about 1 hour away from Stockholm.
Okay.
So, Henrik, can you talk about the situation in Stockholm and how
Well,
you're doing?
I'll let you know that as we speak, my wife is at IKEA shopping, so it's not that much of isolation. And well, we're working from home, even here in the city, and everything is going very slow, and it's empty streets. And I've basically been out of the house or out of our suburb, to be honest, twice in the past 3 weeks. So we're taking it really slow and not doing much at all. My job, I really don't have anything to do, but I will soon, since we work with people that get laid off and help them get new jobs. It's not the unemployment agency, but it's a side business to that. And we know that in a month or 2 months, we're going to have extremely busy times.
Yeah, that's right.
Summer vacation is looking shaky right now. But that's the good part, the good side of it. And all the neighbors are renovating, and we're doing the bedroom renovation, and well, everything. You have to keep busy somehow.
Well, if you have to stay home, you might as well do something useful.
Exactly.
Like cleaning your closet and your basement.
Yeah, and we have schools going on. No, all the kids are in grade school. They're still in school.
Yeah.
So it's more or less business as usual in Sweden. But if you have a cough or a sneeze or slightest symptoms, you have to stay at home that day, and you have to be symptom-free for another 2 days before you can come back at all. So that's the hard restriction that we have. So we put a lot of responsibility into each citizen, really, to take responsibility for the situation.
And that's what the news is saying, that Sweden is the one unique country right now that is more focusing on that. So hopefully it works. We're much more strict here. We're very strict here.
We're looking at the curves that they all talk about. There's no difference in what's happening in any other country and in Sweden. It's just how we deal with it, really. Someone else go. Who's up?
Well, dinner is ready if anyone is hungry.
Sure,
All right, thank you.
Hungry, haven't had breakfast. I traveled with.
Hello, everyone. Hello from Mexico. I'm so excited to be here with you. I mean, it's been like 27 years since we were traveling around the world, and now we are traveling around the world like this. Amazing.
I'm eating lunch. So aren't they all eating lunch? I want to say
It's just amazing to
there are people in Sweden.
go, guys, to see
in
that
Mexico?
you are okay. And well, here in Mexico, we're having trouble with this coronavirus, and what we need to do is to keep calm, to slow down. Then, as Eric just said, to start going on and on and on. And in 2-3 months, we are going to be in a tough work, everybody, to start moving on the world again. But I'm so excited to see you guys. Really.
Good to see you too.
Awesome to see you guys.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Hi, Patty. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Good evening.
Hi,
Good day.
Kim.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mario.
Hi, Grisel.
It is so much fun to see you all. I always followed you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
when we can hear each other, it's so different. It's really nice.
Yeah,
It's
to
really
hear
nice.
you guys.
Clara loves Max so much too. Mommy likes Max.
Kathy's got a
Kathy's
whole
here.
house full over there, doesn't she?
Right.
They were all the
Kathy, how many people are next to you on your computer?
Oh, guys, they can hear you all. Oh. So we are quarantined with my brother in Boca Raton, Florida, and we between the two of us, we have 5 teenage girls between the ages of 14 and
Good
18. So
time.
prayers immediately would be welcome.
Oh, wow.
Kathy, can you put your video on? Can you put your video on?
Okay, hold on.
It's in the lower left-hand corner.
All right.
She's old.
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
There's the whole family right now.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hello, Claudia.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Brigitte, put your video on, Brigitte, too. Like, there she goes. Yay!
Hi guys.
Everybody is so cute. You're right.
So accessible.
It's great to see you all.
Max,
That is.
Natalie, hey.
Let me say hi. I want a picture of me. Natalie, scream.
So how do we know who gets to be I'm old, as my daughter said. So learning this new way of videoing. There are 2 pages. Scroll to the right. Alicia, you're the best. Alicia is trying to make me a smarter user.
The dark.
You can also go if you go to the top right-hand corner and you can click on grid view and you can see all of us.
Okay.
Oh.
It looks like the Brady Bunch or Hollywood Square.
My smartphone is too small for all of you.
Do you see that?
Better
Okay.
light on Kathy. Kathy's in the dark over there.
Oh, grid
Niffy.
Niffy.
Hi.
Did we already sing to Mike? I was late.
We have not. We've been waiting for you.
No, we
waiting
have
for
to
everyone.
sing.
We need to.
We totally need to sing to Mike.
We have
Yes,
to do.
yes.
Mike, it's time to press
So on the
record.
count of 3.
Wait, okay, Mike.
Brigitte.
Hey, Brenda.
Oh, there he is. Hi,
Hold on,
Brigitte.
hold on. Did
Well,
we have a
Henrik's
special
trying to,
birthday song?
Ted's trying to join. I don't know. I sent him the link, but somehow it didn't work. So maybe Henrik has the magic touch. I don't know
Oh,
if Henrik,
okay.
you want to try
There's
sending it directly to
Anders.
Ted.
Shall I? Where is he?
I'm gonna text Ted.
He just keeps posting messages that he can't connect.
My password
Oh, yeah.
page
Get him
was it was like hidden.
Separate.
So I'm gonna text him real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Ask him what his email is.
I'll get him here.
Oh, Pete?
And the funny thing is, if we sing on this, because you could see the square is highlighting me because I'm talking. So whoever sings the loudest is going to be the one that gets the volume, and everyone.
See, this is where my micro training will come in handy.
Yeah, I'll keep quiet. I remember they told me at staging, stay away from the mics.
Oh
Right. So we should let the singers of the group, lead this one.
Time we can all sing. Times have changed. We all get this thing.
Did Patty go away?
Do you remember?
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Patty, dein Video ist aus. Ah.
Come back to us, Patty.
So there's 2 more people.
You muted yourself too.
I don't know how I did this.
So my question is why did it take a pandemic for us to figure this out?
Yeah.
Mike, you are brilliant.
Zoom is new.
Thank you for suggesting this.
Yeah. We could have done it on Skype.
This is fun.
This is awesome.
Patty's back.
It's my IKEA wife that came home now.
They shut down here. Like, we can't even get to IKEA right now. Like, they have closed it down.
Well,
Sad.
IKEA in my town is also open. I was there a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah, not here. Everything's shut down. I live in Virginia, just outside of Washington D.C., and everything is, for the most part, other than like grocery stores, banks, and home improvement stores.
Same here in
are
LA.
closed down.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same in Chicago, same.
Yeah, yeah. Which frankly we need to, because, well, I don't want to get too political. Apparently we're not dealing with our situation the way we probably should be. But yeah, hopefully.
You know how I feel about this, Carrie.
Girl. We the same.
Like it.
We're on the same page, girl. We're on the same page.
Where's Ashmore?
Can I be on the same page too?
We can all be on
Probably all on the same page, considering
We're on the
we're
page of
traveling
wanting
the
to get
world
our
together, so
frontline
involved.
workers the protective gear they need to be able to do their jobs. Like, I want to be on that page, so people like Bob have what they need when they're interacting with the public to be able to do their job. That's what I'd like to
Bob,
see.
what are
So
you
hopefully
up
we'll
to?
get better at that.
Bob, tell us
And to
what
not be
you're up to
stealing
on
it
it.
from Germany or England or anywhere else, but like actually doing what we need to do. Anyway,
Mike
end of political
changed.
rants.
Bob, what are you up to nowadays?
Well, actually, thank you, Carrie. However, I'm not on the front lines. I'm still working for the police department, but I am full-time on our training team. So I teach all of our new recruit classes and all of our in-services. So I got ordered by my captain, like the rest of the team, to work out of home because our training center has been turned into a COVID-19 command post, and you don't want to walk in. But you know, there's still hundreds of my friends that are out there every day dealing with this. Our city has been fairly progressive. We all got issued these almost like a CPR mask. It's a much tighter fitting mask with two big filters on it that are interchangeable that we can take off. So for the most serious places we wander into, there's that. And then we all have just the basic N95 masks to wear for minor excursions. And the rest of us that are ordered at home, we're all on 24-hour standby in case something happens and we all have to go running in. I'm really hoping, because I'm so much older than you guys, that I'm in that age bracket where I'm at risk. I've been at risk of a lot of things over the years, and now there's no more. But yeah, we're doing good. Donna's the one that actually gets exposed more because she still works at the hospitals and clinics as a Spanish medical interpreter, having to go in when there's things that just can't be done over the phone. So she's actually getting closer to it than I am right now.
Well, bless her. Bless both of you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I have a lot of friends that are on the front lines too. It's rough. So it's like your heroes, you know. Anyway.
Who is that person?
We have to wear masks here. Do you all have to wear masks?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Our mayor told us that we have to wear masks when we go out now.
Not,
Yeah, me
not
too.
yet here in Germany, but maybe in the future.
Sorry, Mike
but
wants to join us.
I still go working every day almost because H&M is closed all the stores down. But I'm working for a German council, and so we had to make a contact for all the employers in Germany. They don't need to lose the job, but they get less on money, and they are all at home. But we have to go to work still and figuring out how the future goes on with all the business. If we have to close stores, we don't know yet, but we talk every day with our company in Sweden and in Hamburg, and let's see what's happened in the future. But it's great to see you all. It is so fantastic. Thank you, Mike, again. Thank you, Mike.
Thank
Mike
you.
go?
Claudia, I'm so glad I get
Where's
a chance
Mike?
to see you. I was supposed to see you in person at the end of last month. And so, but
Yeah.
my trip obviously got canceled, but it's great to be able to see you this way.
Yeah.
Where is Mike?
I think
there's
Mike's
some
maybe-
Mr. Hi.
James, what'd you do with Mike?
I think it's a stunt double.
And who is that guy in the undershirt that says Mike Clark?
James.
James.
Mike.
In his underwear.
It's
Who's
his
that?
roommate.
Yeah, hi James.
Oh.
It's a muscle shirt, not a
Yeah,
underwear
I'm his
shirt.
roommate.
Yeah.
He was having some technical
See you, James.
difficulties. Nice to meet you all.
To meet you too.
I know James.
But where did Mike go?
He's right there.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, there!
Happy
He's
birthday,
trying to give me
dude.
email addresses to some participants that are trying to get on.
Oh, cool, cool. That link from Henrik really helped too.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you.
great.
Well, I just copied the link that Mike posted in the original invite.
That's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it wasn't opening for me. It looks like Ted's at least connected by his phone now. So.
Now we're just waiting for Peter.
Oh, there he is.
Ted.
In San Francisco, apparently. In
And
San Francisco,
Mindy.
Ted.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Oh,
Sorry it
Melinda.
took you so
Yay,
long.
Mandy.
You've been telling me on Facebook she couldn't get in. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, I'm moving.
Ted.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
Hi, Ted.
Mindy, put your video on. We want to see you.
All right.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna try. I don't
Lower,
really know what
lower
I'm
left
doing.
hand corner.
Left.
Cover.
Okay.
It'll say start video.
It says recording. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's what mine
Oh,
says.
okay, I see it.
Hi,
Hold on.
Julie.
Can you see me? Here we go. Yay!
Mindy.
Hi, Makita.
Yes.
Hi,
So good to see you.
how's everybody doing?
Hi, Melinda.
I want to hear about Mike's birthday so far. Did you all sing already?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
We've been waiting for you.
We're waiting for you. Yeah.
So I think the
last
mic
person?
groups.
The mic group has to sing.
Yes, I think
I
so.
think we should get multiple songs in different languages.
Good idea, Natalie.
Which language are you going to sing, Natalie?
Jovita, I guess Jovita, we should start then in Swiss German, right?
Wow.
Also, los geht's.
Wir finden an.
Hi, Jovita.
Wir Schweizer und wir Deutschen sollen anfangen. Ja?
Ja.
Dann fangen wir an.
Zum
Geburtstag,
viel Glück.
Zum Geburtstag, viel Glück. Zum
Geburtstag,
Guten.
zum Geburtstag, viel Glück.
Oh my God.
Yay!
Bit messy, huh?
In English?
So next one, Swedish.
Henrik, är du redo?
Alltid redo.
Okej, är det du eller jag som börjar?
Ja,
Ja.
kör du.
Är du med då?
Ja, jag är med.
Okej.
Vi kör en vers bara.
Ja, jag
Ja.
må.
Ja.
Okej, 1, 2, 3. Jag må han leva. Jag må han leva. Jag må han leva ut i 100:e år.
Ja,
Ja, visst ska han leva. Ja, visst ska
han
han leva.
Ja,
Visst ska han leva ut i 100:e år.
Bravo! How about Norway? How about Norway?
Minne, you start.
Vil du synge?
Skal vi synge hurra for deg da, eller? Ja, vi tar hurra for deg.
Vi tar hurra for deg.
1, 2, 3. Hurra for deg som fyller ditt år. Og deg vil vi gratulere. Alle i ring omkring deg står og ser når vi vil marsjere. Bukken ikke nøye snu oss omkring, dansen for deg og holdt oss sprøtt og streng. Ønsker meg hjertet alle gode ting å si, så vil du mere. Gratulerer.
Hi, Janelle.
Janelle.
Hi, Chanel.
Okay, so
Spanish.
Denmark.
so
Oh, Denmark, yes.
Sing it,
So,
Brandon.
uh,
All those northern companies.
yeah.
Countries.
Okay, so we are gonna finish the Scandinavian countries. So I have to sing a solo, I guess, because Trinity didn't join us, and I also need to say that if you see my name on the screen as Brenda, it's because I had to switch to her computer, okay? Because my cell phone had problems with the camera. So so here we go. Det er Mikes fødselsdag. Hua, hua, hua. Han sikrer sig en gave for, som han har ønsket sig i år. Med dejlig chokolade og kager til.
I got the chocolate part.
Happy birthday.
And I saw Ted joining.
He's there.
Hi, everybody. I'm here.
Hi, Ted.
Hi.
Are you about to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge?
Don't do it.
Don't. We love you.
Like my background?
Very nice. All right, are we gonna do Spanish or English? Which one?
Spanish.
Okay.
All right.
Krista,
in
that's
Spanish. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. Hoy por ser día de tu santo te las cantamos así. Despierta, Mike, despierta, mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió.
Oh, pretty.
Viva!
Viva!
Qué bien.
Gary, I like that bottle behind you.
It's far too empty. My wine rack is far too empty for a pandemic, but I got one in reserve in case I need it.
Okay.
Hi, Francois.
Tequila.
Oh, that would be even better. Or some rum would
Does
be
anyone
fantastic,
want
but
some
sadly.
tequila? Tequila from Mexico?
Tequila.
Hi, Francois.
Hello. How are you, everyone?
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Mike. Happy birthday. Bon fight, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you ready?
We
Sing
haven't
in
had
French. Come on.
Your turn to sing in French.
I need to sing in French.
Yep.
A happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi,
I have to
Frank.
sing in French. Okay, I can sing in French for Mike. Of course I can. Hey, hello, Anna. How's it going? Bonne fête, Mikey. Bonne fête, Mikey. Bonne fête, bonne fête, bonne fête, Mikey. Hip, hip, hip. Hurrah!
Hey.
Now that was
Fantastic.
Quebecois.
That's awesome. So English now.
All right.
Yeah.
3,
Did we do English?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you. Hi, Clark.
Yeah,
Clark,
thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Fantastic. Thank you.
How's that sound?
Song. It isn't very long. Whoop.
That's what we do at work. Funny. Oh my goodness.
All right, so what did you get, Mike? What was
Yeah,
your favorite present?
I want to hear more stories about how everybody is doing. I know for me, just like along the lines that Bob was saying, it's really scary for me to be out and about with how health-wise I'm not doing so great. But I'm really glad to see all you guys, and I'm doing okay. But I'm just trying to trying my best just to stay indoors, not go anywhere. Yeah.
You look awesome.
Keep it up. Yeah, you do look good.
Yeah, show us your long hair, Mike. Show us your hair. Mike.
How long?
I think it's really long. Like, oh.
Wow. Oh, it's long.
Love it.
I'm jealous. Yours is longer than mine.
I'm jealous. Okay, Mike.
Oh, that was a good one.
Dippy.
Oh.
Well, we're pretty much staying at home as much as we can. I do have to go to work next week probably. And it is scary. The kids are home and running around doing, well, stuff they're not supposed to, stuck on the TV or on the cell phone all day long. Being 11 and 15, that's important. And yeah, we do have, Klaus, my husband, is a high-risk patient, so I'm really scared and try not to go shopping more than like twice a week.
It's hard not to shop more than twice a week with kids that age. They eat a lot.
And especially locked in the house, they like, Mom, chocolate.
Patty, can they go, are they allowed to go outside at all? Like, can they go hiking or things?
Yes, they can go for a walk with the dog or like, yeah, as long as they're just the two of them or one, like one of them and one friend with a distance.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go walking, but we need to keep in like the proper distance, and we're not allowed to sit like in public parks or playgrounds are closed down.
Wow.
And of course, no school, no movies, no nothing, but that's okay as long as it helps. And it seems that the rate is
Eric,
getting like stable. It's not going that high up anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
But,
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Eric.
I can't stay too long. I have to teach an online class, but I wanted to pop in for a few minutes.
Welcome. Hi.
You could use some of Mike's hair. Just as honors, but you look great.
How's it going, everybody? Great to see you all.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mike.
Good to see you.
You're still on the vegan side?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Good.
Yep. Lost 85 pounds.
Wow.
Good for you.
That's fantastic.
Well, and your
Thank
Facebook
you.
is full of you run 10K every fucking morning.
That's ridiculous.
I do what I can.
Making us not feel too good, right?
Francois, are you drinking coffee? I forgot my, can I have some of that? I didn't get any coffee this morning. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Lauren Up with People T-shirt today. Remember this? That was one of our sponsors, I think in Iowa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Kim.
For the state fair, right?
Actually did that for you guys. Got out special.
So has anybody played Virtual Jeopardy yet?
No.
No.
We're trying to do virtual connections. I think we're seeing more people from like California and I don't know, Arkansas and stuff now that we have to stay inside. All of a sudden our friends from far away are like, hey, you want to have a virtual dinner party or you want to play Virtual Jeopardy or What have you guys done to have fun?
A lot of the same, like a lot of these kind of meetings. But I agree with you, Mindy. It's people are available now, so everyone's like, yeah, name the time, I'll be there. I'm going to be home. So you can see, more people. Or I've been seeing more people than you would in a regular day. That would involve a lot of planning and schedule juggling, and now everyone's just free. I want to see people though with their whole bodies.
Oh God.
I'd rather hug you all.
I'm hiding in my daughter's bedroom because I've got 3 girls on Zoom school right now. Hold on. There we go.
What are you doing?
But were you working out?
Wide enough screen option.
Good.
Mary Jo, you'll end up in a big yoga room.
Who's in the yoga room?
We all will be if she wants to see our whole bodies.
Who is it? Raise your hand if you're in California. Natalie, Alicia, you guys. And Ted, you're in California, obviously, right? Golden Gate Bridge.
And Kim.
And Kim, that's right.
No, I'm in
LA,
Colorado.
right? Ted, you're in Colorado?
Yeah, Boulder, yeah. Near
He's
Boulder.
just faking that Golden Gate Bridge in the back.
Yes. Yes, that was my virtual background.
Okay, I'm not tech savvy enough to do the virtual background yet.
I like Hendrix. Hendrix is pretty.
Yeah, wow. Henrik, I thought that was real.
Old.
Dream world.
Is that a bird?
It looks like
Welcome to sunny Florida.
Oh, nice.
Where in Florida are you, Eric?
In Orlando.
Okay, I'm currently quarantining with family in Boca Raton, Florida, but we live in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
How are things in Norway?
I live in the middle of Norway, and we have a lot of snow. Just went skiing. Amazing skiing here right now. Yep.
It's very different from what part of Norway you're in. I mean, where I'm at in the south, it's really spring, warm. We could be in t-shirts today, and it's been, all the spring flowers are out in the forest, so it's great to do walks these days.
Camilla.
People even go swimming.
Wow.
Camilla,
They're really brave ones.
as you're skiing, Camilla, are there many people out on the slopes?
Not that many actually, because you're not allowed to use your cabins or anything, so you need to stay where you live. So it's basically us living in this area that use the slopes.
Okay.
We only do cross country. The alpine skiing is closed down.
Okay.
So we just do cross country, which is great exercise. A lot of fun, and it's amazing up in the mountains. It's really beautiful. So come visit another Easter. It's beautiful.
Hey, has anybody heard from Jason?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
See how he's doing.
Gotta go down. That's my son, Jack.
Hey, hi, Jack.
Is that the baby giraffe?
The baby giraffe.
Yeah, I read.
Why? That's the baby giraffe right there. Yeah. Get back down. So
Hi.
Hello.
Good. Hi.
So Natalie, who is this with you?
Hi.
Natalie? Who is this with you?
yes, Natalie, who's that?
Oh,
this is Isabella.
Hi,
Hi,
Isabella.
Isabella.
Hi, Isabella.
Bella.
Natalie.
you go right
Mini-me.
Oh, something happened.
And here's Claire.
So since we're showing off Offspring, I will show off mine. He will be mortified. That's Kellen, my son Kellen. So he's 14 and almost 14, and I'm sure mortified at this moment that his mother is making a joke. Bye. See you later.
It's a parental perk to embarrass your children.
Yeah, right. It's my right.
Exactly.
I have to say, all you kids, you have the coolest parents ever, just so you know.
We're recording this, right? To play back to them later. Yeah. Not that they'll believe it, but it's okay.
I'm going to show off my oldest. This is Clara. Hello.
Hi, Clara.
Hi,
Clara.
She's a senior this year. and
Hi,
my heart
Trina.
is absolutely breaking that she may, yeah, exactly, that she may not be able to have
Hi, Claire.
Yeah.
her graduation, but we'll see. At least, hey, if everybody stays healthy, we're good.
Yeah.
I feel you, girl. I was supposed to graduate this semester, and it's a bummer. Bigger bummer if you're in high school or undergrad senior.
Yeah,
but still, it's a
absolutely.
big bummer. But you still did it, and you're almost there, so that's exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
But I might be inviting you all to a, Zoom graduation extravaganza.
We just had a Zoom wedding, and it was kind of awesome. We all had our cocktails in our own houses and watched my really good friend get married, and it was a nice celebration. It was weird, but it was nice.
Yeah.
You can get drunk on your own.
Here too.
Exactly, and then you can just roll into bed. You don't have to worry about it right now. Or dance like an idiot in your house and no one can see you. It's fine.
Frank, who's that?
Like it.
Trina.
Hi, Claire.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, hi. We want to see you. Hi.
Hi, Claire.
Where's Claire?
Hi,
Trina,
Trina.
put your video on. There you are.
There's Trina.
Hi.
Hi, Trina.
Hey, Trina, I'm glad you joined. I had to sing the birthday song in Danish all alone, okay?
That was intentional.
Okay, I'm joining.
Hi, Claire.
You did a superb job.
Nice to see you all.
I don't think I see Claire.
And where's Mike? How can I see you? Everybody here.
Hi, Trina. I'm here.
Claire.
It's me.
Hi.
We have 2 pages of people. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
amazing.
really? I wasn't able to pull everybody up.
Guess I have to make the screen bigger.
So,
Hi, Trina.
Oh, there's Claire.
Just kidding.
so I teach on this, you guys. I teach Zoom. I teach on this for my school that I teach at. And if you guys go up to the top right-hand corner,
Yeah.
it should say gallery view. If you click gallery view, you can see everybody at once.
I'm too stupid for that.
I'm still on 2 pages.
I don't
even
see
with gallery.
Claire.
I still have 2 pages.
Claire, I
now
know,
on
and
full screen.
Eric, even on our phones
pages.
or just on the computer?
Claire.
Okay.
You can do it on the phone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but it's at the top right-hand corner. So you got to go up.
On my phone, it says leave on my
Oh.
top right.
Click.
Don't
Don't
do that.
click.
I'm not gonna click there.
Even though I went full screen, I still can't get everybody on the same page.
You can't do the gallery view?
Let me
No, I
see.
either have
Let's
speaker
see.
view. Yeah, there's gallery view. It still goes to 2 pages.
Just too many people.
Yeah, we have 2 pages of gallery view. We have a lot.
On gallery view.
That's awesome.
Mike, you're a popular guy.
Mike Clark
I'll
for
say.
I
president.
don't think this many people would come to my birthday party.
I'll say that.
That's not true. We would all come to see you for your birthday.
Thank you.
I'm really pleased. This is amazing to see all you guys. Yeah, I know 2 pages.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to manage this thing when you guys come on. I have to click to let you guys in, and I'm just going nuts here trying to figure out how these stuff works. But yeah, this is great.
Nice.
Good style's coming.
You're doing
Jovita,
great,
where
Mike.
are you? Are you in the U.S.?
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm in Switzerland actually.
You're in Switzerland? Okay.
Yeah. With
Where's Rick?
Rick is in the States right now. He goes there about half of the year. He's there for spring and for fall usually.
And your boy is there too.
No, not yet. He is hoping, if all goes well, he's hoping to go to California in August actually, to Ventura.
To go to school?
Is that where he landed to play ball?
He wants, yes, exactly. He wants to play ball and study political science.
At what college?
At Ventura College. It's just a 2-year college, but he hopes to just get started there and then transfer elsewhere after.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Cool. It's a long process, and hopefully it's gonna come true because you never know what's gonna happen by August. And this is my daughter, Ladina.
Hi there.
I met her she's hilarious, number one.
Mary,
there's a picture of her giving me, Jovita and I are in this picture, and she's behind me doing that.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
She was shorter than me then, so now she's taller. I'm the shortest in the family.
Combination of you and Rick.
Huh? Your combination is. Well, yeah, I guess that's how it was.
Yeah, worked out that way. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And Scott also wanted to say happy birthday, Mike. And he put the alarm, but I think he didn't make it. It's 4 at night where he is. So it's 4 a.m. at his in Japan. But he really wanted to join.
That's okay. I forgot about Miharu and Scott when I scheduled this meeting, but it's really hard to get a meeting time where
And Suni.
Where it works for yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gabby, where's Gabby?
She's not on Facebook very much. I bet she didn't get it.
Well, wake her up. Someone has her number.
What time is it there?
Henrik, you call.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. You're going to do that. You can do that.
It's 4 in the morning.
I'll call
Oh,
her
he's
on
going to do
Messenger.
it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
4, maybe
I
6.
know.
Might be up
Henrik.
doing yoga. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She will be. I just have to
I
find her.
talked to Eric Ashmore yesterday, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to join. So he said just for me to say hi to everybody. So hello from him.
And it's 5 in the morning in Australia. She's definitely up. So Mary Jo, how is Eric? I get little bits and pieces that he's basically homebound and
Good question.
Yeah.
But how did that happen?
I have to let him tell the story, but he can really tell it. He just like over time, I think he got a couple injuries when he was in California. Some are theater related. Somebody then he was roughhousing with a kid that re-injured it. And this is just what I understand. So don't quote me on this. I could be getting a lot of this wrong. But then he had all this chronic pain in his back, and then he was getting lots of treatment to sort of help with it. And I think some helped and some really didn't help. And so he's just in a chronic pain situation all the time. And he moved back to Pennsylvania because we all know he's in California. He moved back to Pennsylvania, and he's living in the house that he grew up in. And his parents had built another house, nearby. But so it's not good. He's just not good. But he's still kicking because he's who he is. And I think his stubbornness really has helped him survive it personally. But he's just having a hard time. I think he's just in a pain management situation that is becoming more difficult to manage. And he can't really do much. So I think, any sort of reaching out to say hi, really makes his day. So that's all, he'll have more information on it, but that's just my view as someone. I just saw him in January, and I think he's having a hard time. There's, it's one thing after the other. I just wish that guy could get a break, but
that was my feeling too. And just the fact that, he was so vibrant and so full of life and so full of energy and moving around and, and then just to hear this constant chronic pain, and it's going to get worse, unfortunately, because, he called her. Way to go, Henrik.
No answer from Gabby.
But, because the opioid crisis, now they're so much more reluctant to give pain meds, even to people who really, really, really need them, that I just worry about them.
Yeah, so drop him a line. Tell him, hey, call him, tell him he's, tease him a little bit. He'll enjoy that.
I talked to him last week for almost 2 hours on a like this on Messenger, I think, and I can just say that he said that the painkillers that they gave him, he was allergic to them, so he really can't. He doesn't have anything to relieve the pain, and I think that if we try to, call him every now and then, it will help him a lot. I got a feeling that he was really kind of lonely. The day that I called him, the day before, his roommate passed away there in the house, so he was really sad, and now he doesn't have any roommates in the house, and he told me that he is bed bound, like he stays in bed almost all day, because if he sits up or if he walks, the pain becomes much worse. So he just rather stay in bed, and when he really have to, I don't know, get up and go to the kitchen or maybe the bathroom, then he'd do that, but otherwise he stays in bed. And he told me it has been like this for 6 years or 8 years, I don't remember now. But another thing, because he's not here right now, right?
No.
He told me that his dog died last year or a couple of years ago, and he really loves dogs. So I was thinking, could we help him out? Because he said he wants to get another dog. Could we pitch in and maybe help him? Because I think he doesn't have a lot of financial possibilities to do that for himself.
Especially because, having a dog is one thing, but then someone has to walk it, and the medical bill.
He has a person coming, and he had dogs. Do you remember on Facebook we saw pictures of this dog?
German Shepherd. The new one? The newer dog?
The newer dog died. It was only 3 years old. Or 4, maybe.
Yeah.
That was just an idea. Just
the only thing with that, Anna, I think, just from there being with him, because he talked about that, and I think because of his health issues and because a dog is really personal, sort of, he would have to figure it out and train the dog specifically. And so he said that he wasn't ready yet, but he might be ready now. And if he is, we can help. That's.
Yeah,
but I was
thinking,
leave it to him to dictate.
It's up to him. But if he needs support, I could, help a little bit, and maybe some other friends in this group also have the possibility to help him a little bit.
For sure.
Yes, a little bit. Put a little in.
No rules, just
right,
voluntarily.
We'll see what he says.
But call him, text him.
I sent him a text. He didn't respond.
Send him a dog.
He might be sleeping.
Bye, Camilla. Nice to see you.
Camilla.
Camilla. Ciao, ciao.
Hi, Camilla.
Mother.
Hi. I got a message from Sake earlier. She said she's sorry she missed this, but she sends you all her love.
Hey, Trina, I got.
What happened to Caroline?
I got James here. He wants to say hello.
Yeah, she wanted to join also, but she couldn't make it anyway. But I had also big happy birthday kiss from Caroline.
Okay.
She's in Portugal.
Oh, that's true.
Oh. Sake says happy birthday also.
Let's see, am I visible? Oh my God, look at all these faces.
Get your video, Diane.
I'm working on it. Start video and work. Sorry, my son is helping me with this. There we go. Hi.
There he is.
Oh.
What's up?
Here's Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Here comes the devil, and here he is.
Hey, Eric.
Time to load.
You know it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Eric.
Good.
So cool.
Eric, put your video on.
This is my son Benjamin.
Hi, Ben. He's so big, Diane.
I know. I can't stand it. You saw him when he wasn't even 2 years old, I think. Yeah.
How old is he now?
The little man.
10 and a half.
10 and a half?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, look at all these beautiful faces. Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mike. Hey,
Sarah,
Eric. These are people I knew back when I was 22 years old.
With the smoke.
Whoa, I am 22 years old. Wait a minute.
Homeschooling.
Yes. Ashmore's smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mr. Ashmore, huh?
Birthday cigar.
Awesome. Typing.
Eric,
Oh, no.
are you there? Do you remember? Do you remember what we talked about that I was going to send you if I could find it?
Yeah. Did you find some?
Look.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Chocolate.
Oh,
Great.
that's yours. Woo-hoo. But I can't promise I won't eat it myself.
One is from Sweden. Wow, that looks good. Sweden has good chocolate. My mom thought
That's for you.
Copenhagen was the capital.
No,
of
she
Sweden.
did. No, I did not. Henrik, did you hear that?
No, I stopped listening. Yeah.
Copenhagen is the capital of Sweden.
No,
oh my goodness.
Well, that's okay, since Stockholm is the capital of Scandinavia, so that's okay.
Wow.
Claire, how are you?
Who?
Claire.
Claire's hiding down there.
Is your microphone on, Claire?
You have laryngitis.
Yes, she was here. Oh, here she is. Yeah.
Can you not talk?
I don't think our mic is working.
There, we can't hear you.
Joe, you scared her away.
Frank is in Canada. Patty is from Germany.
Oh, hasn't said anything either.
Yeah.
Oh, smells kitty.
So that's Anders is from Denmark also.
Bye, guys. Gotta go. I have to go. Bye, everybody.
Ted.
Teddy.
Bye. See you, Ted.
Bye, Ted.
Got later, man.
Bye.
Hey, Diane. It's
Yes.
Carrie.
Hi, Diane.
Hey.
It's Carrie. Hey, have you been
Carrie,
doing any
so
of the-
good to see you.
You too. So one of the benefits of this is I've been able to do Desert Song yoga online. So I've been doing yoga class. Have you been able to take any online class?
I have not.
Video?
I've done just like some, fitness stuff, but not yoga. That's a really good idea. I haven't even, I feel like I'm still getting settled.
Yeah, you should check out. Mary Beth has a free class on Wednesday nights, but
Okay.
but yeah, I've been taking classes like a few times a week, which has been remarkable and helpful. And it's been fun to be able to reconnect with Desert Song. So
Yeah, that's
sorry,
great.
this isn't. Diane and I used to go to the same yoga studio. Okay, like back in the day.
Yeah, I know, so long ago.
I know. I can't believe it. It's good to see you though.
Yeah. Have you all touched base on what everybody is up to, or are you round robining, or what?
Jumping in.
Why don't you just jump in?
All right, I will.
Talk to us.
So this is my son, Ben, and we're still in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm working for a nonprofit right now for kids with special needs to help focus on inclusive social opportunities for kids with special needs by pairing them up with kids who do not have special needs to help with socialization and communication skills. And I'm in graduate school. I'm studying to be a therapist. Wow. And so I have about a little over a year and a half to finish that. So I'm excited about that. And No, that's disruptive. You can't do that right now. I have a precocious 10-year-old. And just other than that, just being a mom, please go outside. Please just leave it alone and it'll turn off. He got just a new electric ping pong game a friend dropped off for him. So, and what else? Just yoga, walking, exercise, but I'm pretty much in the books right now studying. So, but it's good. Who next? Or do I pick somebody? Do I say, I'm going to pick?
Well, before you pick, I have to jump off because I have a job interview. So fingers crossed, because you know, nothing like looking for a job when the economy is about to go.
Let us know how it turns out.
Yeah, I will. I'll let everybody know. We'll see. I'm gonna
have a nice interview.
Get it.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping that all this time and work on this degree that I just finished will be worth it. So, anyway, pardon?
Then you'll be able to open that bottle of wine behind you.
Yeah, exactly. The degree, I just finished my PhD and I studied use of big data in higher education and sort of the ethical implications of using data to sort of inform student success outcomes. So I'm hoping that I can get a job around like educational technology and privacy. So things like Zoom, like taking all of your privacy and all of your data and then using it as data capital to like benefit themselves as a corporation versus sort of the people, that sort of thing. But that aside, it's a great platform to be able to connect with friends. So I'm doing that. And so I have a job interview with an organization that does some work on technology and privacy. So we'll see how that goes.
Good luck, Carrie. Good luck with that, Carrie. So good to see you.
Thanks. Good seeing everybody. Take care. We should plan on doing this again, even if there's not a pandemic or we're continuing in one.
Whose birthday is next?
Yeah. Whoever's birthday is next, it's their responsibility to put it together. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Carrie.
Bye.
Bye, Carrie.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to head out too. I got to get ready for a class I have to teach online. So I got to go, but it was a pleasure to see you. Awesome.
Eric, don't you have time to say 2 words on where you are before you leave?
I didn't hear what you said.
You have time to tell us where you are and what you're doing before you go.
Well, I live in Orlando, Florida. I teach college. I'm a college professor. I teach a class called Negotiation and Deal Making for Entertainment Business Master's Degree at Full Sail University. I'm an attorney. I'm an entertainment attorney. And I have my own practice. And I have a production company called Miles Media Entertainment. And I was just in LA in January. I should have looked some people up, but it was fast and furious. I was in and out in a few days. But yeah, I've got some movies that I'm working on right now. So fingers crossed on that. With the whole issue with the coronavirus, it's really put everything back. Hopefully, after this is over, I'll be back out in LA. I had to cancel my trip. I was supposed to be out there at the end of this month again, but I had to cancel it. So we're looking for maybe in August or September to revisit that. But we'll see. You know, I got married. I've been married almost 25 years. I've got 2 kids. My son is 15. He'll be 16 at the end of this month. And my daughter's 10, and she'll be 11 in 2 days. Yeah, so Addison and Zachary are my kids' names. So yeah, things are good.
And you were building a bar, right?
Oh, and my bar. Oh.
We followed you on Facebook.
Yeah, I love my bar. It's
Looks
almost
like
done
it's
now.
behind you.
Huh?
Looks like it's behind you.
No, this is my office. This is just I collect a lot of like things. Like I'm a Beatles fan, so there's a bunch of Beatles stuff out there. Still play guitar, 25 years in. Yeah. I taught my son to play bass, so now he and I are writing songs together. So that's fun. We're gonna put something on Facebook shortly, so you'll see it. We've been working during this shut-in. We've been working on some music together, so it's been fun.
Cool.
Yeah, do the best you can, right? I go out, I work out as much as possible. You know, I was up to 270 pounds not too long ago, and got a big scare and decided to go on a whole food plant-based diet. And now I'm you know, I'm a lot healthier than I was, and I'm not on any medication. I was on medication. I'm not on anything anymore. I'm writing a book about that. It's called The Healthy Warrior. So I got that going on. I love my yoga. Kundalini yoga is one of my favorite things to do. So
Isn't that something with sex?
I didn't say anything near that, but if Patty, that's what your mind meant, that's okay.
All energy, baby. All energy.
Never change, right?
Yeah, baby, namaste.
Goal number 9.
Anyway, Charles Gray, yeah, right. Charles Gray lives in town here. He lives in Orlando, so I'll tell him that everybody says hello. He works for Universal Studios. He is a show director there. He does a lot of the stuff for Halloween Horror Nights. He's like the main director for that out here. So I'm sure he's real busy, as all of us are trying to still be, but he's working from home a lot, so I know that that he couldn't make it today. So I'll tell him that everyone says hello. And Mike, happy birthday. It was a wonderful thing for you to do.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
gotta go, guys. Bye.
Bye, Eric.
Bye, Eric.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, guys. Oh, holy cow, that's a lot of people.
It's 2 pages. 2 pages.
That's totally awesome.
Whoa.
Claire's back.
D92, you guys rock.
There's Claire.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you now, Claire. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a bit challenged IT-wise. How are you all? Good? Good?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just adapting to online teaching. Quite a challenge, particularly when you're scared of computers like I'm going okay. And loving being at home with the family. It's really great.
What do you teach, Claire?
English literature, language, like Ted actually.
Nice.
And, yeah, it's been good. I only qualified 3 years ago, so I went to university and qualified as a teacher. And yeah, it's good. It's quite full on, but really enjoying it. Yeah. How are you, Mike? Having a good birthday?
I'm fine. It's so good to see you.
You too. Everybody, it's amazing. It's quite overwhelming. I'm a little bit shy, I have to say. Good to see you all.
Patty lose her video?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See everybody.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alicia, how's your youngest son?
Comment?
I was asking Alicia how her youngest son is.
He's fine. He's fine. Kim, I think you're asking because of his diabetes.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's fine. Actually, the JDRF put out some information that if his blood sugars are in range, that he's really not at more risk. So that's good because my husband Barry is working in the ER. He's now a nurse. He's been doing that for about 10 years. So
Tell him thank you.
I will. I will. Yeah. So Evan has some great new technology that keeps his blood sugars pretty well. So he's doing a good job. At home, it's always harder. At school, it's better, but he's been good. For asking.
I pray for him a lot.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Of course.
So Kim, what's going on with you? And then name somebody. I want to hear about everybody.
Well, not working right now because production went down. I got a, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm now a production driver. So I got my commercial license. I was at Universal in the entertainment department, and it wasn't really fulfilling me, and I was getting injured and decided this is not a career that I can live with for the rest of my life. So I decided it was recommended to me to be a driver at Universal. So I went to trucking school when someone suggested to be a driver. I went, how do I do that? And they said, you got to get a commercial license. You got to go to trucking school. I took a big breath, put on my big girl panties, and, and took a big gulp and went to trucking school, learned how to drive a truck and trailer and a big old school bus, because I had to have a commercial license and an unrestricted passenger endorsement to drive the trams at Universal. So I did that for about 1.5 years, and it just wasn't really the atmosphere I wanted, because it was really toxic, really. So I resigned from Universal, but fortunately I'd already joined the Teamsters union and went out to the industry and have been a production driver ever since. Most of the time I either drive shuttle vans, people movers, which are very, very kind of like a large bus, like a tour bus kind of thing, moves a lot of people. Not as much as a tram, but you know, fair share of people from point A to point B, and also stake beds. Most of the time I don't drive the big trucks. It's not really what I want to do. I mean, if a production transpo captain said I had to, I would have to, but most of the time I don't want to. So, but yeah, I've been doing that. I've been a production driver for about 4 years now, and I love it. It's the best job I've ever had, best pay I've ever had. I love it. It's a heck of a lot of hours though. Oh my God. Yeah, production. If we're under 12 hours out on location,
sure day.
That's a good day, you know, but most of the time, yeah, we're most of the time between 12 to 17 hours a day. It's rough, but it's a lot of hours. You know, on my days off when I'm steady working, I'm sleeping and trying to catch up. But production went down early. Typically I'd be on spring hiatus right now anyway in April and May, but we went down early in March. So I'm gonna have to file for unemployment and crossing fingers on when production will go back. Usually it starts ramping back up a little bit in June, some in July, really starts getting hot and heavy in August. So we'll, you know, cross fingers that all this is over and done with and we're back, you know, but only safely. I don't want, you know, I'm not with the, you know, our administration that says, let's get back to work. No, not gonna jump on that bandwagon. I drive too many people and, you know, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I was steady on most of the time I day play and jump around from show to show to show. But this last fall, I was steady on a show that actually already premiered on Oprah Winfrey Network. It was called Cherish the Day. So it was, you know, co-produced by Oprah Winfrey and, oh gosh, now I'll forget her name. I have to think of her name. Anyway, but we had a great time. I was 2.5 months steady on that. And we're all over LA. People have asked me, where on location were you? We were on location everywhere. We were based out of Warner Brothers, but we hardly they didn't have any stage days. We were on location like 5 to 6 days a week. It was fun though. Yeah, so that's my gig now. I'm in a choir. I've been in an LGBT and ally choir since fall of 2007, singing alto, and that's like a second family. I love it, absolutely love it. Yeah. We're missing, because we're not doing choir right now either. So no work, no choir, but we've tried to keep up on Zoom. That's how I got connected first on Zoom. We've tried to keep a connection with each other on Zoom, and we love it. Yeah, I miss it. I miss singing. Yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. Yeah, I bet Mike, you miss singing in the choir. I bet your choirs aren't going either, huh?
Yeah, the choir had to take a break from, yeah. But I haven't been able to sing in choir for about a couple of years now because because of my deteriorating eyesight.
I'm sorry, hon.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to get that fixed soon. But you know, a lot of things that kind of happen are, it's just like a waiting game. It's just kind of waiting for the right time and waiting for the opportunity to present itself without other things getting in the way. So I don't mind waiting for the here and now. I mean, so it's okay. Yeah. You just do what you got to do. You play it day by day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Y'all, I'm so sorry, but I have to go. I'm like technically at work.
Mary Jo, can
How are you doing really quickly?
Huh?
How are you doing just really fast?
Oh, I talked earlier. I'm okay. I'm working from home. I work at the American Library Association in publishing. I like it. I love my boss. I'm still doing plays when I can. I had a virtual audition the other day. It was so weird, you know, and it's almost like, why are we even doing this, you know? So a lot of that's changing for me, and just like the, you know, what I want to do creatively is changing. So we'll see. And that's okay. It's all good. Just trying to survive, you know. I go for walks and do online yoga to do as much as possible. But I miss connection with people. You know, I'm a hugger, so you know, look out, because when this is all over, you're all hugs.
You're welcome to come over.
Yeah, it's really lovely to see everybody though, and I hope that we get to do this again, because I didn't get to hear from everybody, and I'm so sorry about that. But I hope you're doing well, and I think about you all often. I talked with Kati the other day. I don't know if you remember Kati. She made me these socks for my birthday, and I talked to her a lot. So she's doing okay. So she says hello. But yeah, so that's enough for me. But it's really good to see you all, and I hope we can do this again. And thanks, Mike, for organizing, and happy birthday. And take care of yourself too.
Okay. Thank you, Mary Jo.
Angel,
It's so good to see you.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary Jo.
Well, I know Jonelle is on, but I don't think I heard from her.
No.
Hello there.
Quiet.
Happy birthday.
Hi.
I don't know if I'm doing the Zoom thing right. Are you there?
Yeah,
Hi, Janelle.
No.
You're doing it right. Just keep talking.
Well, I'm doing this thing right now. It's really quite counterproductive, but I have the heater on and the door. And I'm solving that with my nice heavy vest. But I've got 2 cats and a little puppy that are running around and needing to go outside. So it's so nice to see everybody. I'm a little overwhelmed. This is my first Zoom experience. So, I'm just playing in the orchestra and teaching violin.
Nice.
I have a 9-year-old son that I homeschool in addition to school, so now we're homeschooling schooling. Just, you know, doing nothing because my life is shut down with music, and I actually kind of like it. I'm seeing kind of like a career change coming. I don't know what that would be, but I think I'm ready to slow down a little.
There's something beautiful about slowing down and slower mornings and just quality time.
Except for my dad, because he works at Simon Med, which is hard.
What about the dad? I wanted to hear the rest of it.
I'm sorry, the rest of what?
The rest of something about his dad.
Oh, his dad does general counsel for a medical imaging company, and so he's head of HR. We're separate, we're divorced. So he's in a different household, but essentially he's just responsible for all the firing and policies and stuff. So he's really stressed right now with, that's what that was about. Yeah. back to Jonelle.
I like sharing.
Yeah. But I hear you. I hear you on the nice slow pace part. It's as hard as it is not to be able to. There's still, I think there's some beautiful elements to it of just, you know, quality time with my son and slowing down at work and things like that.
Well, I've noticed too that my ears hurt when I'm around loud noises, and I guess that's the first phase of hearing loss. So as a musician, it makes me want to damage I have left less, you know? So there's a lot of, I want to be able to hear the birds and hear the radio and, you know, things like that. So, and my 9-year-old keeps me busy. He's likes to play chess and do jujitsu and piano, and I have to be right there, right? Should I choose someone else? Should I scroll through here? Who's the loud guy at the bottom? Pete. You're next.
Me loud?
Pete,
Well,
did you use to drive for us?
No, I was the PR rep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say greetings, Pete from Billings, Montana, and Mike and I and Pia did promotion in Honolulu, and I also did promotion for you guys in Wollongong. Unfortunately,
Australia.
yeah. So, but unfortunately, I was like doing a city leave and went right to another city, so I didn't have enough time to really get to know you guys. I'm laughing because as a PR rep, we know names because we do the allocations. So I'm looking and going, okay, I recognize some of these names. But I just got to say, as a PR rep, you know, I work with many casts, and one of the things I appreciate about this time we're in is just the love that all the casts have for your fellow castmates, and just being able to listen in on some of these Zoom casts and just knowing how much that year that we had with Up With People meant so much to us, and just the friendships that we made that have truly, you know, lasting a lifetime. You know, when you think about it, you've known each other longer than you haven't known each other. And, but like I said, I'm here in Billings, Montana, and I'm a waiter at one of a nice fine dining restaurant here in Billings. So of course we're closed. We've been closed since March 16th. I always say I like to keep people fat and happy, and they give me money for it, so that's not a bad thing. And for some of you that I'm friends with on Facebook, especially Claudia, you know that I love to bake cookies. So every once in a while I share cookies and pictures of the cookies that I make. And the reason for that is that in 2005, my mom passed away from cancer, and I'm the youngest of 7. And in the Taylor household, the cookie jar was never empty. We always had cookies. And so after Mom passed away, I baked some cookies and gave them to the nurses just to thank them for taking care of my mom. And then I started kind of a tradition of doing that with friends, with the idea of a Facebook page I have is called Cookies for Cancer, with the idea that every cookie is a hope and a wish and a prayer for a cure for cancer. Because we've all been touched by cancer, and there's something about, you know, you can throw money, and money is needed for research, but I think there's something about the positive energy of prayer, and who doesn't like cookies? So I'm a big time cookie maker.
Nice.
So I'll make some cookies sometime. I'll virtually share them to you all online and just tease you, you know, and go, oh my gosh, I want a cookie. And if when all this is done, I live near Yellowstone National Park in Billings. So if anybody's traveling through the States and it's going to be near Yellowstone, I'd love to see it. But like I said, I just love so much listening to your stories and just feeling the love that you guys all have for each other and looking out for each other. And I really wish I could have spent more time with your cast, because the few cities that I was there, I know that you guys just had such a wonderful energy and an amazing tour. Because I know you went to Australia, Hawaii, and did some of you go to Alaska?
Oh, went to Alaska.
Yeah,
In Mexico.
right. I mean, how cool was that? And I mean, just where you guys went, and I'm sure the experiences that you had, it truly is amazing. Like I said, Up with People is definitely the golden ticket, and I'm proud to be part of that family and part of your family.
Thanks, Pete. You know, my best memory of you, Pete, is because whenever that time was in 1992, my birthday was in Honolulu, and we all went to the Hard Rock Cafe where I had my first legal drink.
That's right. Yeah. And speaking of that, noticed somebody had mentioned, because I know the cast came in on May Day. It was May Day is Lay Day in Hawaii. And I know we worked so hard, having that camp. You guys came in at the middle of the night.
That was awesome.
And then we had the camp for you guys to stay at. And then, everybody greeting with leis. And it was such a wonderful experience, the whole experience of Hawaii and performing at the Waikiki Shell. And just all of the different community involvement work that we did. And I know Mike was such an amazing artist. I don't know if he still does artists, but he did the drawing for the schedule. And it was just an incredible experience. I forgot that you turned legal.
Yeah, it was just the three of us, Pete and Pia and Zaida. That's who was there at the time.
Yeah, I still have the pin because I collected Hard Rock Cafe pins, so I'm pretty sure I still have the pin from Oahu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course I've seen you, Mike, at one of the reunions. One of these days I should come to a 92, 97, a 2-7 reunion and see all you guys in person. Yeah, and I promise I'll bring cookies.
You should, yeah.
Awesome.
So great to see you guys. And again, happy birthday, Mike.
Thanks, Pete.
It'll be in 2 years at Scottsdale, Arizona reunion. So be there.
Right on.
Cindy's got to go. Cindy, where are you? What are you up to? Here? Did you go? Left? Okay.
Let's see.
I think she left.
Okay.
I want to hear what Frank's up to. I know I always see Frank on Facebook going everywhere and doing everything, but yeah.
Well, Mike, last time we saw each other, I was a sound engineer on Mumford & Sons.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I got you backstage, and we had a little blast there at that time.
Yeah.
Since this, I've been with quite a few other people as well, like Britney Spears and Diana Krall and Melody Gardot and Celine Dion.
I know, Frank. I've been there.
Oh yeah, you were there too. Yeah, I saw
no, 3 times.
3 times. Yeah, we saw each other 3 times. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome.
And recently I went for a couple of shows here down in Buenos Aires in Argentina, where I met my girlfriend 3 years ago with Cirque du Soleil, with a show called Septimo Dia, with this show was a tribute to Soda Stereo, which is a band here very popular. And after that, where I went, I met with Cristal and in Mexico City, and so a couple other people. And then after that, I went with another thing called PY1 Lune Rouge, which is a big pyramid of projection 360 virtual Googles and 120 speakers surround system in there, and I was the head of sound engineer in there. And I've just been going as a sound technician since then. Had a couple bands too before. I was singing a tribute to Supertramp. I had a band Top 40 that we did some stuff on the radio called Zigzag. I was a bass player, back vocal in there. So I always been into the production area since '92 and never quitted it. And now I'm unemployed, as probably many of you are, and now I'm trying to get my insurance employment from here in Buenos Aires, because I'm kind of stuck here because I cannot get out of the country right now because there's no flight going out from the country to cross the border. So I'm here with my girlfriend. I'm having an Airbnb here right now, and I'm trying to extend every month another month if I can until they kick me out. But so far it's been good. My life has been really good. Everything's fine. I've been married for 23 years before that, divorced, and because I wanted to be on the road probably more than having a girlfriend steady, and that's where I am right now. And yeah, so that's what it is. I'll give the hat to Bob Beach because I want to hear from Bobby. What's going on, Bobby Beach, in your life?
Well, many already had to suffer through it. Still in Madison, where Don and I were taken backstage, had dinner with the cast of the Celine Dion tour at the time. He brought coffee to us in our seats. And while we were watching the show, it was just amazing. And the best part, as an old stage manager before I became a cast manager, the best part was watching him put on his hard hat and go out and run strike. That was my favorite part of the whole night, Francois.
Yeah, it was an amazing night for you guys, and for me too, to see you guys, the two mom and dad there, sitting there and watching the kid going a big show into the Madison Garden.
Bye, Crystal.
I'm gonna have to take off.
Bye, Crystal.
Who's taking off?
Niffy, can you tell us real quick about yourself before you go?
Oh my gosh, I'm boring. I live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I've been married to my husband for 20 years. We have a boy, Jack. He's called the baby giraffe because he's 6'5" and he just keeps growing, which is great. Yeah, it's fun. I own my own real estate company here. I live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. It's about 3 hours from Wyoming, which is where I grew up. I get to see Ted off and on quite a bit, and his cute little family. I wish I got to see more of you. Ran into Kim at the Burbank airport.
I couldn't believe that. That was so crazy.
It was so funny. She was just sitting there, and I was like, is that Kim? With her choir.
I was with choir friends that were about to go to a choir festival.
I know, we were almost on the same plane. Our planes took off like 10 minutes from each other.
She just walked up to me. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was great. Other than that, I'm just happy, healthy, and trying to stay out of trouble. That's it. You know,
Niffy, you still see Nicole from time to time, right?
I do see Nicole every so often, and she's doing great. She's married to a man named Steve, who's wonderful, and they have two boys, actually. Her oldest is the same age as Jack, and then she has one that's a couple years younger than that, and she's in the Washington, Virginia area, and they're thriving and doing so well. So it's good. It's good. But happy birthday, Mike. Such a great gift that you've given all of us on your birthday.
Thank you.
I love seeing and hearing everybody's voices again. That's been really amazing. So love to all of you.
Love to you.
Bye, guys. Let's do it again.
Bye. Whose birthday's next?
Bye, Niffy.
Bye. I don't know how to get off.
Yeah, you have to push leave meeting.
Leave meeting.
Leave meeting. There's a little. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
I want to hear from Andrea if she wants to say something.
Okay, well, I still live in Switzerland. I'm in a relationship with Daniel for 20 years. In October this year, I just turned 50.
Wow.
I had a long sabbatical in front of me, paid by my employer. And the year 2020 really looked good when I looked at it in 2019. And I always had the impression, well, there's too much good to come into 20, so we have Corona now. I work for a company which is the biggest telco provider in Switzerland, Swisscom, in international HR. So it's rather calm right now. So we're not sending out people, but we have to make sure everyone's out is safe. yeah, I still live in the city where I grew up in Solothurn. Have seen Jovita and Rick now and then, and some of the other Swiss guys. I do not have children. I've never been married, but we have a little cat. So that's our child, a very spoiled cat. Other than that, I was very lucky in my life, I would say, since I left Up With People. I have not lost any loved ones since then. So my parents are still with me. My brother is married to the girl he knew since he was 16 years old. We did not have really severe illnesses in the family. So I really have, I was really lucky to say.
I know you visit with Suzanne a lot. How is she doing?
Not so much, actually. I saw her sometimes when we met at Jovita's place, so maybe Jovita knows a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that she's a teacher. She has 2 children. She's married to an American who joined her moving back to Switzerland. Yeah, that's about it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
I would love to hear from Natalie.
Oh no. Yes. I feel kind of bashful. Let's see. I'm living in Northern California in the small town. Well, it's not small anymore, but the town that I grew up in, Santa Rosa. And I'm a social worker. I have my own private practice. I do therapy with families and children and couples. And then my mom, who was a social worker as well, passed down a program that she started here, which is providing group treatment to domestic violence perpetrators. So I've been doing that for maybe 12 years now, and currently trying to figure out how to continue to do that because we can't do groups now. So I'm next week going to start doing it this way, which I feel a little bit nervous about, but hopefully it'll be something. I've been married for the past 12 years. I have a 10, almost 11-year-old daughter, and I have 2 stepsons that are 21 and 22. And one of them is living with us now, and so it's been kind of fun to have him here. And when we're just in our shelter in place, we're enjoying each other and going on hikes. So yeah, that's about it. It's really good to see all of you guys.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. Who's next? Mindy. Hi.
We want to thank Mindy for being on the front lines.
Front lines?
Aren't you a nurse?
No.
Oh, I thought you were a nurse.
No, but I am very grateful for all the nurses on the front lines and all the doctors too.
Yeah.
I am a mom. I got 3 daughters who I think appeared behind me or next to me every so often. One just said hello from the other room. And I don't know if you all remember Peter, but I married Peter. He came to one of our shows in California, and we live in Virginia now. And I founded a nature program at a school in California that's still going, and that's kind of my main area of interest. The organization that I founded under, I'm on their board now. They're called the Rikers Center for Human Enhancement, and they remind me a lot of Up With People. Yeah, and we've lived in Virginia for 4 years in a little equestrian town, and life is a little slower paced than the Bay Area, California, although I miss it. And that's it.
You were in Paris for a while, though, weren't you?
Yes, and I didn't get to see you while I was there. I lived south of Paris, like 7 kilometers by bicycle and then 26 minutes by train. And I didn't see anybody from Up With People while I was there. I just got really into the village that I lived in and made a lot of really beautiful friends there. And the kids all got thrown into a French immersion school, so they hated me for a while. We came back here because one of them was like, no, I'm not doing this another year. And I did get out to, the last part of our trip, we went to Australia for 3 months. So I saw Gabby and I saw Lionel, and Lionel was hosting Jason's son at the time. I think that those are the only people I saw out there, but it was really fun. It was good to see them. So Brigitte, I feel like the last time I saw you was on my honeymoon.
Was that your honeymoon? When when you visited us and we went to the cabin in the mountains?
Yeah.
And we got lucky with the Northern Lights, you know?
I know. Oh my gosh. We had to get, Brigitte has this cabin and it has an outhouse. If you have to go to the bathroom at 2 in the morning, you have to go out in the freezing cold. I remember arguing with Peter about whether or not I was going to do that. This is Caroline. This is my middle one.
Hi, Caroline.
And so it was so great because we went out to go to the bathroom and there were the Northern Lights. Wow. It was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite in the South Mountains, so we don't see them very often, maybe every 5th year. So it was quite a coincidence that you saw it when you were there just, a few days.
Wow, I feel even more lucky.
It's great. So that was your honeymoon, huh? So that's
that was our honeymoon.
Yeah, I think my oldest daughter was a year and a half or so.
Oh, wow. I think so.
And now she's 19.
Oh my gosh. Well, how old's your younger daughter?
She's 16.
Okay. My eldest is 15
mm-hmm.
and my youngest is 10. And then this one who's in the doghouse with her dog is 12. They're curled up together. What about you, Brigitte?
Well, I'm teaching. I'm a high school teacher. I teach Norwegian and English, and now I'm doing it, all digital from home, and it works quite well. I mean, my students are, 16 till 19, so they can manage well with school online. And then I have my daughters are, as I said, also quite grown up, so I'm able to work. I mean, I have colleagues with kids, 2, 3, 4-year-olds, and you're going to, look after them as well as at the same time as you're teaching yourself. So that's much more difficult. So I guess I'm lucky to both have quite mature students and grown-up kids. So it's possible to work from home. So we've been whole family at home for a while now. But we live, right by the forests and the sea, so we can go for good walks with the dog every day. Try to get outside and get some air, and so that's nice. So we're allowed to be outside.
Do you still live in that beautiful house that you built with Rolf?
Yeah, we live in the same house. Getting a bit worn now, but yeah, same place. So, yeah, we've been living here for 20 years or more, actually.
It was fun when you came to Universal and we met up at City Walk and had dinner together.
Yeah, that was really nice. And
I enjoyed meeting your family.
They said I have to say hi to you as well, because they remember
oh, thank you.
That dinner we had. That was really nice. Yeah. So you came up and we were, yeah, that was fun.
Yes. Loved it.
Brigitte, my favorite memories of you during the tour year were when you were helping me with Spanish. I remember that, all the help you provided me with trying to learn some of those Spanish songs.
So that was kind of strange that you asked me instead of one of the fluent Spanish speakers. Oh yeah. I remember we had some really good bus dates, and lots of good talks, Mike.
Yes.
Remember that. And I found a picture, I'll post it afterwards, from I think the first banquet, the first semester. There's a good picture of the two of us. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Wonderful.
That's cool.
Let's see. Yeah,
Who's next?
our group.
Trina.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't heard from Trina.
Trina.
Yeah, I'm doing good, and we are all healthy here. I have four sons, 2 of my own and 2 stepsons. I have my youngest is 10, and the oldest is 15. And then I have one that is 23. And those are my stepsons, 23 and 28.
Wow.
And I am working as an economist, doing analysis and on registry data and real world data on in the healthcare sector. So I'm making analysis on how our healthcare system is doing, and yeah, we have this global crisis now, and I think it's gonna last quite some time. At least I think we're gonna have restrictions the whole year out. But we see what's gonna happen. But so far we are all healthy here. Yeah, and it's so nice to see you all. I have I keep in touch with a few of you, and I've been so lucky to see Andrea and Patty and Miriam and Scott and Miharu and Duncan and Anna's, of course, and Brenda and people along the way, and that gives me so much, I don't know, love and happiness, and it's so good to see you here. Yeah.
Trina, myself,
and
and
Caroline,
my roommate,
of course, also.
we miss you, Trina.
Yes, yeah, we have you my roommate, Mike. Yeah.
He's fast asleep right now because he works at night, so he's trying to sleep right now.
Do you still work with? Do you still live with him?
Yes, he was here earlier trying to help me get this all going, and he wanted to say hi, but it was so chaotic when we first started. You know, there were up to 30 of us earlier. It was amazing.
Yeah. Please send him my love.
Okay.
Mike.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. How about Anna?
Bye, Henrik.
Is she still here?
Anna had to go, I think.
I do too.
Take care, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, Natalie.
So good to
Bye,
see
Mike.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I want to see you again.
Who else is in the call? I'm on my mobile phone.
I'm also on my mobile phone, so I can't really see anyone. But is Anna still here?
No, she left.
She had to go.
Ah. So I can't see who's here because I can see Claire. Claire, is the only one I can see. Hi, Claire. But I enjoy seeing Claire.
Seen each other. We had a great time in Cambridge. Scott brought a Japanese group over to Cambridge, and then Andrea flew over from Switzerland, and Jovita and family were in Cornwall, so they were in London and came over. And who else? And was it Anders as well, I think? So we had a wonderful mini reunion in the sunshine. And yeah.
Years ago, Claire, you were my tour director.
Was I?
Claire was managing a tour of my college choir.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we visited London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, because I did work for quite a few years with an American company that organized tours for big American glee choirs and university choirs. So I had the most amazing job. I got to go to America twice a year and do all these sales trips and visit some of you, and then I had to set up the tours in Europe. So then I think Camilla was a tour guide for me, Andreas organized host families for me, and I really kind of had an amazing few years in my 20s and got to see so many people, which was great. So it's hard when you've got children though, isn't it? Kind of not quite so mobile, but
the finances, I think, is the worst one.
Yeah, completely broke. Teacher's salary. At least I'm in a job at the moment though, something. But, yeah. But Diane, how are you?
Oh, hold on. I'm saying bye to Jovita. Bye, Jovita.
Oh,
I'm not leaving.
Oh, I thought it said Jovita, everyone. Bye. So, never mind.
Sorry.
Sorry, premature goodbye. You can stay.
Thank you.
Who else is in the
How am I
call?
doing? Yeah, I'm good. You know, it's been. I turned 50 this year, so it's, you know, kind of the interesting reflections of being 50. And I feel like I haven't grown up yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
And you celebrated in Europe, right, Diane?
I did. I went to Prague. Yeah, that was sort of a spontaneous thing because I'm on a budget, but I didn't want to let that stop me from, you know, this rite of passage, this privilege. So I had a friend who was working remotely with her husband, so they were empty nesters and just decided to travel Europe for a little bit and stay in different cities for a month. So my birthday's in September, and so, you know, they were in Prague at that time. So, you know, that's how I just threw the dart, and that was where they were, and so that's where I went, and it was really, really lovely. You know, things are busy just being a single parent and being in school. I really love sort of learning about therapy and, you know, psychology and counseling, because it, you know, I learn a lot about myself in the process and about my family and just about people. And so I look forward to probably working with teens as well as adults, maybe women in transition, you know, who have gone through divorce. I have just helped them get on their feet, and just empowerment and self-esteem. I think those are things that really call to me quite a lot. So I'm excited about that. And I don't know, I want to do some more traveling. I kind of miss it. So we'll see. But, you know, overall, I feel very grateful that, you know, I'm here and I'm purpose. And I'm dating a really sweet guy too. So it's really nice to be loved and nurtured the way, you know, I want to be. So good. Enjoying life.
Yeah, our numbers really dwindled. I think there's only 10 of us now here.
Well, we've been on for over an hour. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vita, did you know what you're doing?
But let's do it again another day. Let's do it again, and then I think that could be really nice. And I know several other people want to join. Does anybody have contact with Jason?
No. Jason?
No, only around the time of his partner's illness, there was a lot of contact, and he just seemed to have gone off the radar completely. I've tried to reach out, but nothing.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be a really heavy loss. I'm sure that I'll take. Hopefully, he's healing. You know.
How many years
Yeah.
has it been? No.
It's been a few years. Yeah.
4 or 5 years. Were the children her children, or did he have children with her?
It was their children.
They had children.
They were
They
their
had, I think they had three children, I think they had.
Three
Yes.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll
I had a daughter. Yeah, let's do it again.
a daughter and a son, and I don't know if there was.
Had 3 kids. I thought 3 boys. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the activity that's happened because of this in Facebook, and I actually put down a little bit of money so that this this Zoom we had more features than the free version. So for the next 30 days, if you want to get this going again, just let me know and I'll schedule the meeting again. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, no. Now I've got over my stage fright. I'd really like to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool too, because I mean, I'm in confinement, I think until the 13th, so I still have a couple of times, and then I'll be here at least until May before I want to go back to Canada. And this is if there's job, if not, I have nothing to go back to Canada, and so far, so I'll probably stay here for a little bit. The winter is arriving here. This is autumn right now in Buenos Aires, so winter is arriving in a month and a half. So
winter is coming.
well, it's gonna be 8 degrees, 10 degrees. Ooh.
We're having a late winter here. We're in storms for the next 4 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's winter like over there?
Is Honest still on? Honest?
Left.
No.
Yeah, because I think he's good friends with Pernilla and Terry.
Yeah.
So next time maybe we can make sure that they are joining us as well.
And Gabby as well. We'll get Gabby online.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm in touch a lot with
That'd be
Jonas.
nice.
Jonas and Heidi.
And then
Nice.
Oh.
I don't know how many times.
And might I say, Jovita, your hair looks beautiful.
It's white.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
But thank
I think it's
It's
stunning.
white in the front, but not in the back. It's really weird.
It's so pretty.
Well, thanks.
Good. Then I got to go. I would love to hear and see you again. Mike, thank you very much for making this possible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you all take care.
Say hi to your dad. And say hi to your dad.
I will. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Andrea.
Bye.
Nice to see you again.
Bye, everyone. And Mike, I hope you're going to have a good day, or is it a night, or I don't know. A good day.
It's middle of the day. Well, no,
And,
in a couple of hours.
and
I
see you
have to-
soon again.
Okay. All right.
What are your plans for your birthday, Mike?
Well, unfortunately, this is this is it. In a couple of hours, I have to go to dialysis and be on that dialysis machine for 5 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, but this was a real treat. Yeah.
For us too.
Yeah, so you know, like with dialysis and with diabetes, I'm at a real disadvantage with what's happening now. So I try to be as careful as I can, but this really brightened up my day. This small meeting here with all of you guys. Yeah, because normally for my birthday, I love doing things like going to the casino, going out to eat, or just being out and with friends, and wasn't able to do that this year. So I'm glad you guys all signed up and are here, and it was a blast. I did record the whole thing. I will post the link once we're all done if anybody wants to see it, but I can't imagine anybody wanting to see this whole meeting as it transpired, but I don't know. But it's recording, so.
It'd be good for it in 30 years from now.
Yeah, there you go. Time capsule.
Remember anything?
The year of COVID-19.
Is James going to make you a special dinner?
Yeah, I'm really surprised by the participation. That just blew my mind how many people got on here.
How many did we have in total?
We had up to 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's awesome.
Mike, happy birthday. Good to see everybody.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, dear Mikey. Happy birthday.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
All right, meet them.
See you again soon.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, let's do that again anytime.
Yeah.
Hey.
Take care. Bye, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Safe, wash hands. We're covering.
Okay. Look at that, just 6.
210.
Yep, still here.
I like how places get bigger.
And
Now the pictures get bigger.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you
Kavita,
again, Mike.
what does Rick go to the States a couple times for? To be with his family, to see his family, or for work, or what?
Well, he's basically making it possible for his father to keep farming.
Okay.
So, you know, his father is 82 years old, and he will not ever quit farming, and it would not be possible without him. He's a very very hard case. He's very diabetic. I don't know if you can call it very, but he is for years now, and not getting any easier.
Yeah.
So
What
yeah,
state, what state is that?
Pardon me?
What state is that in?
Ohio.
Okay.
Northeast. Yeah. So we lived there for a while also. And then we moved to Michigan before we moved to Switzerland. But then Rick never worked here, so I'm working a lot. And so he goes back and forth, and I really don't see him very much. So
Oh, I'm sorry, hon.
that.
Oh.
That's how it is.
Yeah. It's really difficult. I have a partner, and I'm, during this stay at home, I am at home by myself with my kitties. And so this brightens my day too, to be able to connect either, with people over the phone or video chat or whatnot. It's, it's challenging to not have your partner there. So I'm sorry.
Well, the sad thing is we're really used to it. So I mean, it's just easy. That is not harder, because I mean, I still work a lot now, even when we're not leaving the house. And I have 2 kids, and they're great.
Did you say that, I don't remember hearing what you said you were doing before. Are you still teaching dance? Are you
Yeah.
still dancing?
Yeah, well, I don't dance very much myself anymore, a little bit, but I teach at a conservatory, which is about 20 minutes by bike away, 25 minutes in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. And I teach, and which is of course a bit difficult now, teaching dance online.
Oh,
But
gosh, yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. So we try to make do with also video.
Yeah.
I teach dances classes also outside of the conservatory work, but I work a lot. I work all the time.
Oh, wow.
So for me, it's actually kind of nice to be home for
Yeah.
once.
Gives you a little break, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I still work a lot here. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on all the time with my students and trying to videotape and whatever,
Yeah.
record stuff and give them a little tasks to do or anatomy lessons. But yeah. But
what else are you teaching?
Well, I teach contemporary dance.
Okay.
Practical classes, but composition, improvisation, anatomy, Pilates,
Oh my
dance
gosh.
history. So
Wow.
I really love it because it's a broad way of teaching dance.
Yeah.
So I really love doing all the research.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have a studio, a rehearsal studio in your home?
no, not at all. We're just renting a small house.
Okay.
No.
So you'd have to move the furniture to show them any kind of any of your choreo. You have to move the furniture to show any of your choreography?
Actually, I can go to a place in town here where I can
good, okay.
a big room. but they don't have big spaces themselves, so
I'd imagine
can't really demand much in regards of space.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's fun. It's
Yeah.
interesting because it makes you look at, think outside of the box, and it makes
Sure.
you become really creative, and you do things that you never thought possible. So I have a lot of colleagues because at the conservatory we have, most of them are music teachers. So I have a lot of violin friends like
Aw.
you now, and so they teach online now. Do you do that too?
Yeah.
I thought that you posted something once.
Yeah. I actually travel 1 day a week, 2 hours north, 2.5 hours north.
Wow.
Well, not anymore, but I will.
Yeah.
Starting a program in a school up there. It's McCall, Idaho. It's a resort town, and people have been asking for the last 3 years for online lessons, and I don't like to do that. And now I'm thinking I do like that.
Okay.
And it's harder because you can't tweak the little,
Yeah.
do your hand and
Mm-hmm.
but it's saves a lot of time. It, like you said, I have to be creative. It's kind of fun to come up with a new way to do the same thing that I've been doing for 20 plus years. And I get to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice.
Mhm.
I'm liking the change. I'm kind of a soft spoken, I'm an observer. So it's nice to just have less.
I agree.
For now.
And you said your son was being homeschooled anyway, prior to this?
Yeah, we have a little smarty pants. So we have to do that, and that has challenges, feeling isolated and having a peer group that I can relate to with other parents, and but it's fun. 10 more years, I guess. He goes out on his own, but he's in a Waldorf school right now, and that's been a saving grace because everything's being taught through art.
Mm-hmm.
So they draw math pictures, which I think is fabulous.
Wow.
Instead of just doing worksheets. But yeah, he started chess when he was 4.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to learn it, of course.
Oh.
And that's hard for my brain.
Your classical brain.
Yes, but it's fun. So yeah. And my husband is a soccer coach, so he's not doing much now either. But it's okay. I'm hoping all of us on the planet sees value in stepping back, and the air's cleaner. It's less easy.
Mm-hmm.
The skies are so blue now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw online that even Venice is like the canals and waterways are cleaning up from not having as much even boat traffic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm.
You should see our freeways. That's almost surreal. Our LA freeways and
Yeah.
streets. It's almost
So how is California looking these days?
like a twilight zone. It's scary. I'm not gonna lie. In
Very
the
because it's so
States,
quiet, or
in this, it's one of the places that has had, I think because of how many people we have, New York and LA have been hit hard. It's rough. I mean, isn't that what you guys are hearing in the, from news that you guys are hearing about as well, or no?
Yeah, we do too. But of course, I follow the California news a little bit because I'm so worried that my son is not going to be able to go.
Yeah.
We don't know. He's worried. I don't know. What do you think? Is it feasible that colleges will start back up in August?
Hopefully colleges will be back and we'll all be back to work. I'd like to have some production back, although it's been nice to chill. I'm not gonna lie. It's been nice not working. And I always save enough money for this time of not work anyway. So, you know, so I've not been struggling. But as if, you know, if I had still been at Universal in the entertainment department, I'd probably still be struggling. Although they closed Universal and Disneyland, and any full-time employees are being paid.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably still would be paid, but I'm, yeah, it's kind of everybody that even is, you know, I'm in group 2 because it was a late career change for me in my union, but everybody in group 1 that was in the union much longer, they'd probably still be working on pilots and commercial stuff and stuff. Nobody's working. Nobody. They'll probably the only people working are people that are going into the news, you know, because the news still is on. Which some of the newscasters I've been noticing are giving reports from their home, like sports. Well, there's not much sports. I'm like, what are they going to report on? The weather. Those people are at home, and then the broadcasters who are in studio, they're having to like take the camera back further because, okay, see my screen, these people are having to sit a distance away, like, you know, far away from each other from when they used to be a little bit closer. So that's got to be weird for them. Yeah, but I think that's the only production that's really going on right now is news. That's
well,
not.
Our newspapers are much thinner at the moment because there's
Really?
not broadcast, because there's, you know, no art going on, no shows, no school,
Yeah.
no nothing.
Yeah.
No stores are open, so.
No stores?
Well, just the food. Just,
okay.
Just things that you need, but definitely no IKEA like the others were saying.
Right. We have a gigantic IKEA close by me in Burbank, about 15 minutes from me, and it's huge. And yeah, that's not considered one of the essential stores. They closed everything that's not considered essential. Grocery stores, convenience stores, gas stations.
And guns, what the heck?
Hardware stores are considered.
What about firearms? This is really shocking.
You know what? That's been a controversy here, whether, okay, the gun stores open, not open. It's like, what do you need guns for? People are like afraid that people are going to break into their houses and steal their groceries. Toilet paper. Steal your toilet paper and your paper towels.
Yeah, that's really sad. It's really sad to me.
Really sad. Yeah, but they closed, like people were hiking and they were closing, they've closed down all like hiking trails and parks and stuff because people weren't observing the social distancing. Another controversy here, churches. You know, because you've got some churches that are doing stuff online or doing stuff where the pastor may be standing outside of the church with a speaker, you know, a microphone and a speaker, and people are staying in their cars. But then there's some churches across the United States and even here in LA that are not closing. They're not closing. Oh, people are protesting it. I watched on the news last night that there was one church that was holding their Palm Sunday congregation yesterday, and there were cars that were parading up and down the street, honking their horns, beep, 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 like to protest it. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should go by the rules, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so too. You've got some people, you know, some pastors or ministers or whatnot that are saying, no, this is essential. Yeah, but you know, there's other ways around it. There are people that are doing it online, or people that, you know, like I said, are parking a distance away and staying in their cars, and I mean, there's ways. I don't know. I mean, I've always been a Christian and felt God was in my heart, so I don't, you know, God follows me wherever. He's essential in my heart, but he's here now because I'm here. You know, I don't feel like I need to go to a church. Some people do, but even if I did, even my parents' church, they're doing stuff online. They've gotten on Zoom for their Bible studies and intercessions and stuff. Yeah. So it can be done. So it's interesting. No, it's surreal. But the mayor just came down with, our mayor of Los Angeles just came down with an edict that if you go outside, you have to wear a mask. Doesn't matter if it's like they prefer you don't use the PPEs, the protective, ones that are supposed to go to the medical professionals, but there's all kind of people making homemade ones. And I've even watched videos. I don't know how to sew a lick, but I've watched videos of how to make it out of a homemade one out of a bandana and hair ties. I may even wrap a scarf around my face, but there's plenty of people now that that can sew, that are utilizing their skills to make scarves out of material. I know a lot of people who are, and some people are selling them, but they're also donating them to medical professionals, which is awesome. Medical professionals, people in the stores that have to work, so that's good.
Well, I think there is still a fundamental lack of understanding.
Yeah.
Because my father-in-law, he just turned 70 this year. He still works, and he is very ambitious, and he works out all the time. And he works in a very small office. He's a controller for a company. And one of his colleagues flew back east at the beginning of March and flew back, and everybody got sick.
Oh my God.
Including my father-in-law, and his wife is on chemo.
Oh my gosh.
Her best friend's husband just passed away from it. So in my little world,
yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But other people that don't know anybody, or, they go to church and nobody's sick, but they just don't understand what it's capable of doing. But maybe by July, the scientists will know more, I don't know.
Nice. I pray for it.
You what?
I said I pray for it, for sure. The previous co-worker of mine from Universal, her fiance, well, now fiance, they were boyfriend and girlfriend until like one day she proposed to him. She said, when we get out of this, can we get married? And he said, yes. So after a while, she was putting, updates online about taking care of him, and a couple times, and he was diagnosed positive with COVID-19. And he's been in and out of the hospital a couple times, but now he's on the mend, because the hospital finally broke his fever. He had fevers for like 2 weeks straight. And then there was a girl, I heard from another choir member that a girl in our choir was sick with it also, and is now on the mend also. But anyway, so the girl who was writing updates online about her now fiance, she goes, holy shit, I'm engaged now. But yeah, she goes, there's nothing more important than him. Anything else? She goes, because I'm taking care of him. There's nothing more important than, I've realized he's the most important thing in my life now, and I have to take care of him. So she busted her butt to get him as well as she could. She wasn't getting sleep. She was going, kind of losing it upstairs, up here, just because mentally, because she wasn't sleeping, because the doctors were like, oh, you have to wake him up every 4 hours, and to get him his medicine, and to drop his temperature, work on that, because the temperature was going up every night, and he was doing breathing exercises and stuff, just because. And then she had to the hospital because he was having trouble breathing. It's scary. And I think the first one in LA that died, the first young man who died of it was had just flown back to LA from Florida. He was in Florida for a business trip, and he stopped at, I think, the theme parks in Florida before coming back. And I think a week he got sick on the way home, and then when he got home, I think a week later, he had to go into the hospital, and he died not much after. And one of my closest friends in my choir said, you know, that guy that died, who was from Glendora, she goes, he was a previous student of mine. She's a chemistry teacher at Glendora High School. And she said that hit right at home because, you know, it was a student of hers. She knew him very well. And he was the first young man in LA to die from it. Scary. It brings it close to home when you either know of someone or you hear of someone within close. There's another coworker of mine from Universal who said, yeah, she said, I have had a cousin in Washington State who passed away from it. That's, you know, scary. You know, you don't know what's going on. My parents are like, well, we're not sick. Are you sick? I'm like, I'm not sick, but you have to kind of, I guess, consider yourself as being a carrier. That's what they tell us. Because you don't know. You don't know if you're a carrier. I mean, some people are more susceptible to getting sick. You know, I wash my hands all the time, like all the time. So much so, my knuckles are like raw because I'm washing and drying and washing and drying and washing and drying all the time. But you don't know if you're a carrier. That coworker that had her fiance that was so sick, she can't believe that she's not come down with it at all. Some people, I guess, you know, it latches onto them and they catch it, and some people not so much, and you don't know. You never know from day to day. So I just pray, talk to God every day, you know, that he's going to take care of it. And, you know, and we just stay safe as much as we can. And now what you guys do, you know, the distancing, the hand washing, when you bring products in from the grocery store, shoot, you know, if it can withstand going underwater, I wash, you know, plastic stuff underwater with soap. And if it can't withstand, you know, soap, if it's like cardboard or water, I'm wiping it down with a sanitizing wipe. You don't know what other people have touched, you know. But so you know, I mean, I've heard there's some people that I've read online doing all kinds of things like, you know, keeping stuff outside as long as they can, and undressing outside and changing clothes out there and barely touching their clothes and washing it right away. I think it's a little, you know, there's some people that are a little bit more, I don't know, what do you call it, paranoid about it. You just stay as safe and clean as you possibly can, but then there's, you know, you try not to be paranoid about it, I guess. I don't know, it's up to everyone's comfort level. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on it? Nothing?
I can be a total germaphobe.
You could be a germaphobe?
Totally.
Okay. Yeah. So what are you doing? For your own safety and comfort level?
We leave stuff in the garage because it's still cold here. And then take it out of the packaging and bring it inside.
Okay.
You know, if it's like double wrapped or something.
Yeah.
It's because I worked in a lab forever. And so I'm just kind of creeped out by tiny little living creatures, especially ones that can do harm. So, yeah. But I'm not sanitizing my hands every 5 minutes. I'm not doing that.
When I'm at home, I don't. But if I, you know, I mean, right, you're supposed to right before you eat, for sure. But every time I step outside my apartment, I try not to step outside my apartment very often.
Well, I have to be mindful too, because my 9-year-old, I mean,
yeah,
I don't want him to become so afraid of every tiny little thing. You know?
Yeah.
he's already in that generation to where, oh, there's a video camera, you know, am I going to get in trouble because he looked mad? I mean, it's just silly what we're doing as far as, you know, oh, I could go deep. Deep conversations in 5 minutes. Are you tired over there in Switzerland?
I am not too tired yet, but I need to do some work yet tonight, and it's already 10:30 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna sign off soon.
I see you, Vika. You know, you've been such a support for me all these years. I don't even remember if we were all that close during our tour year, but since we've left, I appreciate all the emails and all the things you've sent by regular mail. I'm just so grateful. And who knew that we would be such good friends almost 20 years later? I don't understand, but I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Me too, Mike. Me too. Thank you also. You have taught me a lot of things during our year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I don't know if you remember, but
I try to remember. I remember you dancing a lot. I remember you spending a lot of time with Rick. That's what I remember. But and then I remember the times when the Swiss and the Germans would get together to talk to me. You were always a part of that, and I always remember that too. Yeah. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I was just really maybe curious, or maybe you thought I was a bit too curious about your culture. I wanted to know everything about your culture, and
but you were never aggressive about it, and yeah, not like the other people like Patty and yeah.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago we did a musical at school, and I asked you about songs.
And then I vaguely remember. Did I offer you anything? I don't even remember. I remember you contacting me, but I don't remember how I helped.
Yeah, it was the musical was about a what would you call it? Like an attic with a big box of dress-up clothes, and in the musical, in the one song there was actually they found some what they call here in Switzerland Indian clothes, you know.
Yes.
And I thought the song was not how should I say it, respectful towards you.
Uh-huh.
And so it really bothered me. And then I asked you if you had maybe some suggestions about another song or so, and we ended up just not doing it at all. Because we got in almost some fights because, you know, these my colleagues, I guess they don't know anyone from your culture, or maybe that's the reason, I don't know, but they didn't see anything wrong in hooting around, and it just really, really bothered me, and it was hard to get them to understand why that was not respectful.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I think I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, you taught me lots. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you wrote to me recently. I didn't respond.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I will.
I'm sure you're busy and stuff. Yeah. So.
No. I just, my dad just passed away.
Yeah, your father passed. I'm sorry.
In January, and then Mike reached out to me, and I haven't responded yet. I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about your father's passing.
Thank you.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
Yes, definitely. All right, my friends.
Well, have a good night.
Take care, everyone. And Mike, have a great birthday still after this, even though you're going to be in the procedure. But maybe you can just close your eyes and think about the faces you saw today, and that we all love you.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Love you too. Good to see you. You're beautiful.
Likewise. Thanks.
Kim, it had been a long time since we hung out together.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yep. I mean, when we're able to go out again, out of our homes comfortably, I should drive out to see you.
Oh, that'd be nice. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
When Sake's been here a few times, she's actually said, I think, I don't remember if it was the first time she came here. She's been here a few times. And the first time she said, "How far is Mike?" I went, "Oh, probably about 7 hours drive." She goes, "Oh, probably too far to drive." I go, "Maybe sometime." Yeah. She was too busy. Like, she's been busy when she comes here she does a Muse Expo.
Yeah.
And then also after the Muse Expo, she stays longer. And
who is this again?
Sake.
Oh, yeah.
And she promotes her band around. I drive her around. She has lists of clubs and bars that she wants to go to, and she just gives me an address, and I drive her around to them. And she goes in and talks to the music promoter and about bringing her band. And one time it actually worked, because she, I don't know if the two of you have ever heard of the Whiskey A Go-Go. It's pretty famous in Hollywood, West LA, West Hollywood area. No, not so much.
Sorry.
Where look it up sometime. It's where, like, I think the Doors premiered, and different bands through the 60s and 70s used to play, like the Stones and everything came to LA and played the Whiskey. It's right on Sunset Boulevard in an area called the Sunset Strip in West. It has a huge reputation, So anyway, she it was one of the places she stopped in and promoted her band, and so she'd been in the spring. Normally she comes in the spring. Well, that same year she came in the fall with her band, and they played the Whiskey A Go-Go. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah, I got her a makeup artist that I'd worked with at Universal Studios, met during Halloween Horror Nights, did her makeup, and I think her hair too, but I'm not sure. And then got not as many friends as I would have liked to have come, but I got some friends that went, and we had a blast. It was fun. Yeah, Kim and I took. We took Uber down there. It was our first and only time we've ever taken Uber, but we said, let's take an Uber down to Hollywood. We got an Uber and yeah, so we could go down there and drink and not have to drive home. Not have to worry about parking and everything. Parking, typically, I bet right now it doesn't, but but normally in that area, parking kind of sucks. And if you get parking in the parking garages around there or on the streets, it normally costs a pretty penny. So I don't like to do it very often. But anyway, that was a blast. Yeah. And I drove her band around, her band members around to different places. Took to Los Angeles or Hollywood Observatory. And looked at the lights from up there, and I think we went out to dinner one night and stuff, and picked them up. They one time she and I went out to do something, I don't even remember what, and her band members went to, I think, a basketball game. They went to a Lakers game at the Staples Center, and so yeah, I was kind of their taxi, drove them around. It was fun. It was fun. Anyway, she's I don't know why she couldn't join this today, but she said that she wished you well for your birthday. You know, and she was missing all of us to do that. Yeah. Are you sicky?
No, allergies.
Oh. Oh, because of kitties? Kitties and doggies?
And I'm actually allergic to Idaho, so I should probably move. Yep. It's not good.
Oh no. What's your guys' weather like where you guys are?
Middle temperature.
Yeah.
It's between like 60 and 80 throughout all the seasons. I mean, maybe a couple days that are higher.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's pretty pretty mild. I mean, we get snow and.
Are you having that right now?
No.
No.
But the mountains are, you know, a couple hours away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
What is the area of Idaho that you live in?
Southeast. It's Boise.
Oh, you're living in Boise. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, so Sun Valley, the hub, the big crisis, is 2 hours the other way.
Okay.
I'm here. I go to McCall to teach.
Okay.
Sun Valley's over here, and the earthquake that we just had is right there.
Oh. Yeah, supposedly last week we had a little earthquake too. I never felt it. It was I think too far southeast of us. But my cousins down in Orange County, they mentioned it. They were like, oh, great. So now we get an earthquake? I'm like, man, an earthquake?
Yeah, I guess when an earthquake happens, the other side of the planet can feel it. But they haven't been able to because of cars and buses and airplanes and trains. And now that everything's slowed down, they felt ours.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Your hair looks super cute.
Thank you. It's frizzy today. Another reason I should move to the coast, so I'll have ringlets.
Oh.
Frizz, light socket frizz.
What's your family think about the idea of moving?
I haven't talked about it. We're probably not going to move.
Oh. Now, you were always.
I should.
Oh, were you always from Boise? You were from Boise, right? Yeah.
My mom's from California.
We're in California.
All over. I think they moved every year, actually.
Oh, serious?
Her dad was a chemist. And he
was a chemist?
Yeah.
Okay.
And agronomy.
What is agronomy?
How you can turn plants into stuff.
Oh. Interesting.
Stuff, yeah.
So what prompted him to move with that kind of job?
You know, I don't know. But my mom tells a story about when they lived in Ohio, they bought this huge mansion. There were 7 kids in her family, and
oh my.
He was the only working person at the time. That was the culture back then. And my grandma was a fabulous pianist, but she wasn't formally trained. But she didn't know how to drive and didn't know how to do any of these things. And so they moved into this huge house, and there was a grand piano on every floor.
Oh my gosh, serious?
Yeah. So I don't know how they got that. And there was like this runway airport in their backyard and a swimming pool.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom has told 2 stories over my life that made me go, huh, I want to know more about that. One, when she was 2, she fell into the pool and sank and saw a frog.
And what?
Saw a frog.
In the pool?
Yeah, so she would have drowned if her brothers and sisters weren't there. And the other one was they went to the garage that they weren't supposed to go in, and the garage was like this huge whatever. And they had little, what do you call the things you put, it's in science and it's a tube.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Beaker?
Like a beaker? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so the previous owners were drug dealers.
Oh my God.
That's why the house was, yeah. So that's kind of a fascinating story, I think, family history.
Yeah. We had a pool where I grew up in La Crescenta, which is about 15, 20 minutes from here. And there was a story of me being a toddler, and my mom was sitting out along the edge of the pool with her friends and stuff, and they had me on the front step and on the top step of the pool. And I think my brother and sister were playing in the pool as well. I don't know who else was there, other kids and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so supposedly I guess I fell off the top step and they didn't notice. I don't know if they were in the pool as well. They had gotten in the pool instead of sitting on the edge of the pool. Because I remember we'd always sit on the edge of the pool. All the ladies, all my mom's friends would sit on the edge of the pool. But she took her eye off me for a minute. And I don't know if I purposefully went in or if I fell in. I don't know. but supposedly my brother yanked me out and, you know, just instinctually, and he's 12 years older than I am. So he wasn't really old, but he instinctually just grabbed me because supposedly I was floating face down. And he grabbed me, pulled me out, put me upside down on the, you know, next to the pool, hit me on my back, and
you took a breath.
I took a breath. Yeah.
Hey.
So I often remind my brother and thank him for my life, saving my life. Yeah. So I've got a swimming, drowning story too. I didn't sink to the bottom. Supposedly I was floating.
Kids, I don't know. So Mike.
Yes.
Many times a week do you have to go for dialysis?
Yeah, three times a week. I was on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, but since this Corona thing, out of all the clinics in Phoenix, they chose my clinic to house the dialysis patients who are now sick.
Great.
So I'm displaced, and so starting this week, and actually starting today, I have to go to an entirely different dialysis clinic, and I'm not sure for how long. I guess until all this stuff blows over. So yeah, that's what it's amounts to now. Yeah.
Is it possible to do it from home?
I was doing it from home about 6 years ago. I had surgery and had a catheter installed in my peritoneum, and I was doing at-home dialysis or peritoneal dialysis, and I did that successfully for about 6 years until maybe it was about a year ago, and maybe or I'm losing track of time, but my catheter got infected.
Oh,
and
gosh.
I had to get it removed. And so once that happened, I didn't have a choice but to do that clinic dialysis, and that's what I've been doing now for almost a year now, I guess. So yeah. And now, unfortunately, it's gotten to where I've been mulling the idea of going back to peritoneal dialysis or at-home dialysis, but unfortunately, I think that my condition has deteriorated to where I'm no longer, in my heart of hearts, I don't think I'm well enough to handle dialysis on my own at home anymore. So I think I'm just left with this clinic dialysis. So that's where I'm at now. Yeah.
I've got a friend who's the wife of a friend from choir, actually. I mean, she's a friend too, but and she has to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday to dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I thought, yeah, I remember hearing Mike talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, talking to you, and, you know, us having conversations about it.
Yeah.
Was pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Although when she showed me on her, she lifted up her sleeve and showed me on her arm.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Where it's
or what?
Where it's inserted.
Yeah. She showed you her shunt. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. Could never be in the medical field.
I don't
When she showed that to me, my whole stomach went.
I have one of those installed, but I need to get one.
Yeah.
One.
Does it make it easier?
No. There are pros and cons to the types of dialysis that are available.
Okay.
There are only two types of dialysis. The one I'm doing now, the clinic one, and then there's dialysis at home, which was what I was doing. So. Yeah.
When you were here visiting, I think the last time you had the dialysis at home. Because I remember you telling me James was administering it, helping you in the hotel room, right?
Okay, I think you're right. I think the one of the last few times that I was there in California, I was doing the dialysis at home. That one, when I was doing that, I could travel. Because I could take that anywhere I needed it to be. But with the dialysis I'm doing, I can't be just going around unless I can get a dialysis clinic lined up to wherever I'm going to the destination. Yeah, so it's more complicated now, but you can't travel these days. So
I was surprised that this girl Nikki was going to travel, because we were actually supposed to have a choir festival in Minneapolis. My choir is part of, since we're an LGBT and ally choir, we are part of an organization called the Gala Fest. What is it called? Gala Organization or Gala Festival Choruses? I don't remember the technical term. Anyway, so every 4 years, the LGBT and ally choirs from all over the country, and then some other countries too. We've had a lot from Canada. I think 4 years ago we had one from China. Oh my God, that was beautiful. They were so amazing. Young people from China. We've had some from Australia and everything. Point being, okay, I digress. So the point being is that this year we were supposed to go to Minneapolis in July. Well, that's actually being postponed now till next year, which has been a big to-do. But I was supposed to room with Jan, who's in our soprano section, and her wife Nikki. And originally we were talking about flights and versus driving, and they wanted to drive, but then Kim was telling me, sorry, Janelle, to catch you up, my girlfriend's name is Kim.
Okay, Kim, KK.
Yeah. So I'm not just talking about myself in a third party. Mike knew this, but I didn't. You and I haven't talked about this for a while. So anyway, so Kim had told me, no, it'll probably be cheaper if you fly there. But even just being in Minneapolis and rooming with Jan and Nikki, I'd asked them like, is Nikki going to be able to go? Because she has dialysis. And they said, yeah, supposedly when they told her when she travels, she just connects with, I guess, her clinic or her doctor or something, connects her to different places. If they were to drive, she would connect to different places for her to get her dialysis. But if she just flies directly to Minneapolis, then they'd connect her with a hospital or a clinic there where she would get her dialysis. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I thought Jan would have to go by herself and Nikki have to stay here. And no, they said, no, Nikki's going to go. And I went, really? Cool. All right. Yeah.
Janelle, the last time we spoke, I guess, was when we were doing that instant messaging. And I remember looking at the history in Facebook, and we were talking a lot about, I don't know, education ideas or something like that. We were talking, I don't remember too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of went, so my dad, let's see, my son's 9. So 10 years ago, I became his custodian, more or less.
Your dad?
He was ill on multiple levels and could not take care of himself. And so I was pregnant and taking care of a dying father.
Oh gosh.
And then I had a baby and taking care of a dying father, and then a toddler and taking care of a dying father, and then on we go. And by that 5-year journey, I was a mess. I didn't answer my phone anymore. I didn't text. I got rid of Messenger or whatever that's attached to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I just went down to skin and bones, crying all the time. It was just really, really hard. So I'm so sorry if I never responded. I was just not doing well. I'm better now.
Oh, good.
So I'm sorry if I wasn't a good friend.
Oh, no, it was nothing like that. That's just what I remembered. But when I remember back in the tour year, you were always a significant element in because Todd Smith was such a good friend of mine, and he always talked about you when we talked. So yeah.
I look back.
Yeah.
And I was so like naive and quiet and just.
You were super sweet, like always a sweetheart.
Yeah, I always feel like looking back, I didn't talk much. I wasn't into drinking. I'm actually allergic to alcohol. So, that takes me out of a lot of things when I can't participate with groups. And then my voice is a mouse. And so forget about talking in a group, not going to happen. So I just wonder how things would have been different if I would have been more outgoing or louder. Those are just reflective questions. But I
wonder about that too, because I was in the same boat. But no, I do. Even though I don't remember like conversations or bus dates or whether we even hosted together, I don't remember those things. But I do remember you being very friendly and just being there, a real quality person, a brilliant addition to our cast, definitely.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
Yeah, I disappeared. And after seeing everybody's faces today, it's like, oh, I just miss that. I needed to go into a deep reflection, I guess, and take care of my little spirit.
Yes.
And I've been hurt enough by the world now to where I'm stronger. And maybe I can be a little bit more bold in these group conversations.
That makes my heart hurt to hear that you were hurt by, the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that creates wisdom.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, every experience of life causes us to, I think molds us, maybe not cause, I think molds us into the people that we are. For sure.
Yeah, the things that have always broken my heart, and I would be that little person like way over here, and here's the group, and I'm over here crying, because the squirrel got ran over by the car, or there's birds that nobody's noticing, or that was my heart, just wanting to be with nature and just, the disrespect that I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but that's part of it, and human beings we can be ugly. And for someone who doesn't want to step on an ant, that can be really hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But thank you for the nice things, Mike. I mean, this is I don't know who said it, but this is a gift to everyone that you did this for your birthday.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
For sure. So do you have 2 computers in your room? Because I see, yeah.
This is like
you're looking at a screen.
You're looking at a computer screen, but the camera is over to your right.
Right. If I look here, that's the laptop, and that's what's doing this. But the laptop is connected to a bigger screen that I see here, and so yeah.
That makes sense.
Do you have any fish in that fish tank behind you?
Yeah. There's fish and frogs.
I do not see any fish. I've tried to look over your shoulder, and I'm like, I don't see the fish.
Yeah, they're tiny
Where are the fish?
And tiny frogs. Yeah.
And little frogs, plural.
Yeah, and they're translucent. So
what?
Ask me to try to find them. I can't. I can barely see. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's only one of our tanks.
We have more.
Yeah, there's a tank in the living room.
Okay.
that's about twice the size of this tank, and
Dang.
there's bigger fish in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, so is James still asleep?
Yeah, he's well, I don't know. Yeah,
So what does he do at night? You said he works at night.
he's a lab person. He works in a laboratory.
Okay.
Basically, what he does is not all of it, but he gets a lot of samples from donated blood, and he has to test the samples to make sure that that blood is good. Yeah, that's his job, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still with that guy that I?
Yeah, but Brian lives with us here too, and Brian also works at night, and he's a frontline whatever. He works in urgent clinics as a CT scanner operator.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he is in direct contact with patients, and so we worry about that. You know, whether he's going to bring something home, I don't know. So we're just doing the best that we can. So yeah, and they worry about me too. You know, with
of course,
with me being diabetic and stage renal, my immune system is just not what it could be, and so yeah, so I'm in a bad boat. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you have to go through that. That's hard.
Yeah. I don't, but when you hear the story of Eric and what he's dealing with, it really puts things into perspective. And
all his pain is on his back. Is it? I meant to ask that.
Yeah.
It's back, right?
Years and years and years, just back pain, and he's had so many surgeries. He's had so many procedures. Yeah. But the funny thing was that Eric and I we didn't hang out in the cast year, not at all. And just by miracle or something, we connected, and throughout these years, he's been a support structure for me. I don't know how you guys are into Facebook or not, but a few times I've cried out on Facebook, like help me, or this is what I'm dealing with. And he's one of the first ones to contact me. He's like, Mike, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. And yeah, that's what he's been for me recently. Yeah, over the years. Yeah.
That's good. That was nice to see him, even though he wasn't on for very long. But it was nice to see him make an appearance.
Everybody, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have visited me since tour, and Sake, like I said, a few times now, and Brigitte did, Pia did, Camilla has also.
Yeah.
It probably also helps that I used to work at Universal, and even then, since I'm not working at Universal, I live up the street from it. So even when they go to Universal, they say, hey, you want to meet us for dinner? Yes, I do.
You're not still
if I'm not working.
You're not still in that apartment, right? Just
I am.
right up from Universal Studios. Are you still there? Okay, good.
I've lived here since May of 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, one bedroom apartment.
Yeah, that's a great place. Yeah.
When Janelle visited, I was in a single apartment.
Gosh, that was so long ago.
It was so long ago. That was not long after our tour, actually. That had to have been 94, maybe 93 or 94.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago. Hi, hubby.
Yeah, so we've had to adjust with, me not performing and teaching as much right now. I mean, I can teach online, but that's less. And then him at home, and then trying to school. It's just like, who's getting what room, because I'm going crazy. These are fun challenges. I mean, I'm trying to embrace this moment and, make some good out of it. Like now I know how to use Zoom, kind of, sort of.
Yes.
I did before today. So
yeah. since my parents and my sister and brother-in-law who have moved to Tennessee, they're all getting on Zoom to, connect with their church peeps. They have said, well, can we do a family Zoom thing? I was like, yeah. My sister and I have done, the Facebook Messenger face chat, whatever it is. But yeah, it'd be cool to, even sit with, like we're doing, with just 3 boxes of, just.
So Mike, you paid to get Zoom. What's the difference between the paid version? Did you pay, Kim, for yours, or do you have to?
No, it's free to me. Whoever, and I don't know. I don't even know the difference of the paid version. I think a host has the options, right, Mike?
Yeah, let's see. It all has to do with it. It's because I was the one who initiated the Zoom meeting, and I could have done that using my free version of Zoom. Like you just download it, and you have a free version that you can use.
Yeah.
That free version limited the number of participants that could be on.
You know how many?
It also limited the time. A free Zoom account would only allow us to have had a meeting no more than 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, it would just cut us off whether I wanted to or not. So I paid that an extra $15, which gave me an upgraded account, just the next level, which allowed us to meet for as long as we have, and to have up to, I don't remember what the number is, but like up to 40 guests. So yeah.
Really, because here's what I've heard when my choir peeps have gotten together.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard you can put up to 100 people.
There are different tiers.
That seems that would be hard.
Yeah, there would be a different tiers. Yeah. The higher.
I find it easier on the computer. The first couple of times that I was with the choir, we tried to have a little rehearsal, and then the third time I was on it, we did the altos of my choir. We were supposed to have a sectional, and then our accompanist was not available, so we just decided to have a cocktail hour instead. Yeah, on the first couple of times I did it, I did it on my cell phone, and I found that it went through and would flip through pictures of everybody instead of having the mini pictures that you see on a computer. So or on my cell phone, I could switch it to like 4 pictures on a page and just scan to the next page. But I find that on the computer, having it on the screen, even though we went into a second page today and I could switch over to the second page, I could see more people at a time, which was it's really cool.
Yeah, my experience with Zoom also is from church. We do Sunday services using Zoom, and then I also do a Bible study, and we do that on Zoom. Now I don't get on the computer to do that. I just use either my phone or my tablet. I'm happy with that. Okay. But with this meeting there's a lot to do with being the host. I didn't realize how involved it was. So I'm so glad James was here. And when we first got started, he was the one that was pushing all the buttons and dealing with all the pop-ups that were, because that was overwhelmed. And so, yeah. But when the meeting was going on, and I found it actually hard to have all the faces on the screen. So I would just do the one where just the big screen where they just show when you start talking, one image shows on the screen. And so I was looking at the meeting.
Is that speaker view?
Yeah, speaker mode or whatever it is. Yeah. So I was doing that. I enjoyed that more than seeing everybody on the screen. That was daunting to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It puts, then there's like one big picture of the person talking, and then the others, yourself and whoever else is in little pictures, right?
Right.
Got it.
But
Okay.
my screen obviously is gonna look a little different than what you guys are if you're on a computer as well. I just have more functions and control with I can kick somebody off the meeting, or I can mute them. All these different options that I don't really know, but yeah.
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 There's, when we've had because we normally have our choir rehearsals on Monday nights, and for the past 3 Mondays, tonight will be our 4th. But we just, one of my fellow altos, a girl named Kim Olpen, she decided, oh, let's have like a little rehearsal and sing 2 of our regular choir songs, then throw in 1 song for fun, just not a choir song, just something we could all sing together, like We Are Family or something like that. It was really silly. So the first time that we did it, it sucked so badly. Oh my God, it was so bad with all of us singing at the same time. She had sent us links to the J.W. Pepper recordings, which J.W. Pepper, I don't know if you know from your choir, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're familiar. Their recordings, you can go to them and get a recording of your song sung by a choir. So not only do we have our notes plunked out from our accompanist that we can get on our members only page, but we can go to J.W. Pepper and get the whole song sung by a choir. So she said, let's all get that link prepared, and then you play that. We'll all say 1, 2, 3, and I'll push go at the same time, and we'd all be hearing the music at the same time and all singing at the same time. Didn't work, mainly because of everybody's computer speed or their internet speed. Everybody has, everybody's not on the same speed, and so all the music and the singing was all at different times. Like, I was a little afraid when we were all going to sing Happy Birthday at the same time, that I was like, oh, this is not going to go well. We're all going to be disjointed and not singing at the same time.
But I appreciated it anyway. Yeah.
So I knew how that was going to go. It didn't sound as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
But when we did it with the choir members, we didn't even have all of our choir members together. It didn't go well at all. So then the second time Kim hosted it, she goes, what if I play the background music and I'm going to mute you all? And and she goes, I'm not going to sing, so you don't hear me. I'm just going to play the music and you guys sing in your own space. But she muted us all so we couldn't hear each other. We could just hear the music from her speaker. It worked out so much better. Yeah. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, we cannot, we could hit the button that says mute over there in my left corner of the screen, but she also hit mute all and got us all to be quiet. That was pretty productive. I liked it.
Yeah, we're still chatting. James is in the room now.
Hi, James.
I'm just going back to bed.
Hi, dude.
Hey, Kimmy.
How you doing?
Good. Sleepy.
Yeah.
I
bet if you're working all night.
Yep. I gotta go
I've
back.
met James a couple times.
Yeah.
Come here. I took them to Universal.
Yeah.
I did.
I guess.
Yeah, that's one perk of Universal. Not working there. I'm as a regular Universal employee. I miss is the comp tickets.
Yeah.
Instead, I get paid better.
Now, do you have any more questions for me? Or I don't know. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm just getting by. Yeah. I almost think that Jonelle and I, we might be kindred spirits in a way. I don't have the same appreciation for nature and the living things like you do, but we're both quiet and like to take it all in. We're not we don't stir the pot as a whole. So yeah. That's what I remember about you too during our tour year.
Yeah, I think I was always watching everybody. Like, how do they do that?
And then of course Kimmy and I, we were on the mic groups and we were mic buddies, so
We're mic partners.
we spent a lot of time together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a pot stir. Always have been.
It takes all kinds. I mean,
Yeah.
so have you heard from Todd lately?
No, just by what he posts on Facebook, you know, his activity as a cartoonist or an illustrator. Yeah, just based on that, that's what I know about him these days. Yeah, I think earlier on when we left the tour, Todd and I used to email a lot, and I remember that. But that's been years, and when we used to email, we would reminisce, but he would also share with me, like his how he was doing with his relationship and all that, but I guess he has kids now. I don't even really know. So, but he's doing great. Yeah, I mean, he's becoming quite famous in that comic.
Really famous.
Yeah.
He's one of the most sought after baseball, not an animator, but a illustrator.
Yeah.
Like almost, I don't know if just in the country or in the world. Like he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, no joke. He's one of the top artists for baseball cards and like baseball art.
I like that he goes to Comic Cons, whatever they're called, and he's one of their featured guests. And yeah, people will go and see him, and go there just to see him. Yeah, it's amazing. He's doing really well. Yeah.
There's a kitty.
There's one of them.
Oh dear.
Just Snowy.
That's a big cat.
Oh, my other one is bigger. It's Snow. She's whining. I'll get Harley and I'll show you Harley. Snow, get down. You're Snowy. I mean, Harley.
Cute.
It's a big cat too.
They're big kitties.
Actually, you may have had that cat when I visited last. Yep. I don't remember. He looks familiar.
Yeah, both of them were rescued out of my front yard.
Oh.
Yep. Snowy, I actually rescued. I rescued Harley's mom and his brother. And I actually adopted him. Snowy, I rescued her and her 6 kittens on the day that she had the kittens. And between me and Kim, we got them all adopted out. And 4 out of the 6 kittens were CH kittens. Do you know what CH is?
No.
CH is cerebellum hypoplasia, or cerebellar cerebellum or cerebellar. I don't know. Anyway, everybody that controls your balance. And so if they are CH kitties, if their cerebellum is not developed, like when they start physically developing, their cerebellum does not. And so they are otherwise known as wobbly kitties. So, and they're passed that down from their mother. So so I could tell when I stare at her that she has it a little bit. She has beautiful balance, but her eyes are almost like they kind of, they kind of twitch back and forth. She doesn't have a straight focus. At least she's not cross-eyed like some Siamese typically can. But yeah, so CH kitties can either have it mildly or moderately or severely. And of the 4 out of the 6 that had it, there was one that was, I think 2 that were mild, 1 that was moderate, and 1 that was really severe, really severe. So it's so severe that when he went to eat, he'd be crouched down like this, but he'd like get so excited about eating and he'd forget about his backside. He'd topple over like this. So I just had to hold the backside while he ate. Otherwise he'd go forward into the food. And so they don't know that they're not aware that they have it, that there's anything wrong, so that they'll walk around and tumble, and they'll prop themselves back up again and then run, and then fall, and then prop themselves back up again and then run. But fortunately, there were kind-hearted people that took them. There were 3 that were there. The first 3 that I got adopted out were the 2 obviously that didn't have it, and the 1 that had it mildly. And the latter 3 were a little bit more of a challenge to get adopted out. Kim had to take 2 of them to a PetSmart. There was a cat rescue group that was housed out of a PetSmart up there in Ventura. She lives in Ventura County, which is about an hour from me. And so she would take 2 of them, 1 that had it mildly and 1 that had it moderately, and she would show them and help that other rescue group showing their cats. And finally those 2 got adopted out, and she had, 1 of them was posted, the one that had it severely. She just never took him, and someone asked about him, and so whenever someone would ask, she'd be honest about how he was, and someone said, yeah, I'd like to help him. So it was great. Yeah. They're happy little guys, but but they topple over. Sometimes they just, they don't have the greatest of balance like you would normally know a kitty to have.
Mm-hmm.
They certainly can't jump anywhere. They certainly can't. I mean, they're not going to be jumping up anywhere ever. You're not going to have a kitty that jumps up on a counter because they can't, they don't have the balance to jump up. But they were so beautiful. Yeah. Yep. So that's my kitties. I wanted to show them.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, when we're, a lot of us inquire our pet parents, especially cat parents. so when we've been on Zoom, we show our kitties either by holding them up or moving the camera to show them and go, oh, look at your babies.
Well,
you said you have 2 kitties to know?
Yes. I have a feral kitty who is tame.
Oh.
I tamed her.
Oh, nice.
But she got attacked by an owl, we think. She's still not healed. I gave her surgery a couple weeks ago. It's called the vet today, and she's just not healing.
No.
She has a heart problem.
She lives outside, or is she indoor?
She's indoor now, but I let her go out.
Okay.
After her attack, she went from being an outdoor kitty who came inside to an indoor kitty that goes outside.
Okay. So she's
still
indoor.
a little bit wild, huh?
She's indoor, outdoor.
But mostly in.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I have a rescue kitty, and then we adopted a tiny little Chihuahua mix.
Yeah.
He's a hoot.
How do they all get along?
Naughty is the feral kitty. She
Naughty.
Yeah, I got scratched the other day because I tried to put her cone back on and she told me no.
Oh no.
She doesn't get along with anybody. She's leave me alone. But the other two, the foster kitty and Scrubby, they play all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a foster kitty?
That's her name.
Oh, that's her name.
Because she was supposed to, well, we were fostering
Foster
her,
fail.
and then we were going to unfoster.
She's a foster fail.
But now yeah. That's naughty.
Oh, there's the kitty. There's a kitty with a cone.
Yeah. That's naughty. So, she's a good friend.
Huh?
She's a good friend.
Does Naughty have a shortened tail?
No.
I just saw, didn't look like a very long tail on that kitty
She's
cat.
tiny. She's itty bitty. She's like 6 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not the big beast that I have?
Right. Yeah.
I used to have a Maine Coon. Now that was a cat that everybody, if they saw him, they'd go, "That's a cat?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cat. Yeah. My ex and I my ex had 2 dogs that we had adopted. And then at the time that I was with her, I rescued, we kind of rescued and adopted. My ex Robin rescued him, my Maine Coon. But then later, around the same time, we'd also adopted my ex had adopted a miniature pinscher and a Doberman pinscher. I think the Doberman came first. And they used to love playing with Lucky, the Maine Coon. Roxy, the Doberman pinscher, would put her nose in his tummy and push him across the hardwood floor. And then the miniature pinscher, who was about the same size as my Maine Coon, she'd pull him by his tail and slide him across the hardwood floor.
That's cute.
They would play. And if he was playing with some kind of toy, Roxy, the Doberman, didn't want him to play with it, whether it was like, if it was a string or something, she would go very gently and take his toy and take it to her dog bed and put it in between her paws, like, "No, you can't play with this." He would look around like, "Well, I was playing with that." All right. Well, now what am I supposed to do? That was fun. You look like you have a beautiful house. Janelle?
Oh.
You have pretty hardwood. Pretty hardwood. Are they hardwood or are they laminate floors? They're pretty.
Laminate.
Yeah.
When we moved in, like 2 years later, I got, I don't know how I would say, sick, and nobody could figure it out.
Oh.
My eyelids were hot pink.
Oh no.
And peeling.
Oh gosh.
And I had a weird rash behind my ears and a weird rash on my torso. So I took out the carpet.
Yeah.
I got rid of everything. I painted. I did everything I could think of to get rid of the stress. Well, I had a parasite that I got from our honeymoon in Jamaica.
Oh shoot. Wow.
That was fun.
So what happened? What did you get rid of it and all that? Like,
well, the doctors here never found anything. My blood work was fine. I was actually gaining weight, which is not a sign of a parasite.
Wow.
And I just saw them one day in the toilet.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and so then I took medicine and yeah.
Wow. So it was like a bug? It was
worms.
Oh, it's worms.
Really, really long.
Oh my.
Yeah, you'd think that would show up in my blood work.
Yeah.
And my husband got one.
Oh no.
On his foot. He was looking at his foot and he's like, "What is that?" Went to one of his doctor parents because he was a soccer coach.
Okay.
And then they had never seen anything like that. And so they went home, did research, and came back and said that it was a parasite, but because we live in Idaho where it's cold, that it would die.
Not so much.
I just don't let the dog lick it or whatever.
It was underneath his skin?
Yeah, he could see it, like right there. Okay. Yeah, so we both came back with tropical bugs, and the doctors here didn't know anything about them, which you would think that they would know something.
Yeah. They're just not
Yeah.
used.
So I went to Home Depot with a screwdriver and a hammer because we had 2 labs, and I tested every floor for a scratch, dent, and then that's why we have this floors, because you really can't do much to it.
Yeah.
So that was a really long story to know it's laminate flooring. Not wood.
Well, I'm really glad that when I went to Jamaica, I didn't get any of that. Yeah. I went on a, I think after I'd moved here, I'd broken up and sold my house that I had with Robin, my ex. We were 8 years together, and I moved here, and I reacquainted with my friend Cheryl, who I went to grade school with and junior high a little bit before she went to another school. And she had seen my parents at church and asked how I was, and my mom gave her my phone number and said, "Here, call her." So so Cheryl and I talked for a while, and she said, "I'm going on a cruise with a couple friends of mine to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and Grand Cayman Islands." Oh, and she didn't even tell me at first. I take that back. She just said, "I'm going on a cruise next year with a couple of friends. You want to go?" And I went, "Yes." Because the relationship I'd been in was super controlling. Super, super, super controlling. And I didn't, she goes, "Do you even care where we're going?" And I went, "No, I just want to go. I've never been on a cruise and I need to go somewhere." So yeah, we went to Ocho Rios, Jamaica and Grand Cayman Island. And my ex had told me, because she had been on a cruise before we met, and had said, "It's the best vacation you'll ever go on in your life." And it was. I had a blast. But yeah, never gotten any kind of parasite. Thank gosh, you know. I can't even imagine. God bless you.
I've been through a lot.
Yeah, apparently. Now here's a weird question, and I hope the hubby's not around for.
He's ready.
Oh. When you came to visit me and you crashed on my hardwood floor, was he the one that you had come with, or was that someone else?
Have you ever been to Kim's house? Remember Kim?
In LA?
I think it was someone else.
Oops. Sorry.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was him.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't remember what his name was. Sorry.
It could have been like one of my really good friends, Donovan, or
no, you was more than a good friend. You were dating, I think.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
So
it was.
Well, let's start with, how long have you been together? Not married. How long have you been together?
25, 23 years.
Yeah.
Got married in 97 and we were together for 3. So yeah, 20.
I bet it was. I bet it was. If I'm remembering that to be like, well, maybe not. Maybe it was the year before you met.
Maybe. Could be.
Doesn't matter. How did you guys meet?
Our moms worked at the dairy together. And I used to babysit his brother and sister. They're 8 and 9 years younger.
Hmm.
But we just met and didn't hang out or anything. That was like high school or early college. And then after Up With People, I got back on a soccer team. He's big into soccer. And so that's how we kind of got reacquainted. And
You used to play soccer? That's awesome.
yeah, the last time I played was a couple years ago, and I went, it was indoor, not in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was the last time. I'm not doing that anymore.
Was he coaching you in that team? Is that how you met? Oh, besides the fact that you used to babysit his brother and sister.
Even though, yeah, that was just kind of like, I knew who he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The rest is history.
Cute. That's awesome. Yay. So what is going on? Do you mind me asking again about your hearing? You think you're losing your hearing?
So whenever I'm around loud noises,
yeah.
Or actually, it doesn't even have to be loud. It just hurts.
Have you gotten your hearing checked recently?
It's good. I mean, I could still hear, but it's just painful on certain volumes.
Interesting.
So we will at rehearsal, like, sorry, my voice.
Aw.
There's people that practice beforehand, and I'm like in another room. Is that you?
Not me.
It's me that's beeping, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, so my husband will be watching TV. I'm like, can you turn that down? And it's like on volume 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it just, yeah.
Well,
okay,
there was a few number of years ago, I thought I was losing my hearing because there's sometimes when there's, I have trouble hearing things, and I either turn up the volume or I have trouble hearing, and when a lot of people, when there's a lot of noises around and stuff. And so Kim said, well, let me take you to the ear doctor that I used to take my grandmother to. She lives in Port Hueneme, and this doctor was there, super convenient. So she said, let's go get your hearing checked. Oh my God, this doctor almost laughed at me and said, oh my gosh, you are not losing your hearing. He said, you've got probably some of the best hearing that I've ever tested. He said, your problem is focus.
Thank you.
Thank you. He said, you need to focus better because you have such good hearing. You're hearing everything around you, everything. Like he said, when you're in a restaurant, do you have trouble hearing the person in front of you? And I went, yep. He goes, because you're hearing their conversation, the one behind you. And I went, yeah, because I totally sometimes feel like,
choir thing probably.
Because I'm hearing everybody's conversation. So I do this when I'm like, I lean in and like have to beeline focus and watch someone almost as if I'm reading their lips, because that's the only way I can hear them, is to like channel out everybody else, like almost seriously watch the person that's talking. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And most of the time I like to sit in the front of our choir rehearsals, because if I'm in the back, I have trouble then focusing on our music director, because I'm hearing everybody.
Yeah.
I'm hearing everybody's, shut up. Y'all need to stop talking. Which pisses him off too. I mean, he teaches all the choirs and music department at Burbank High School, which is an award-winning choral department. And he says he gets tired of competing against all the teenagers and then coming to our choir rehearsal and then having to pull our focus too. So we've had to try to remind people, don't talk during rehearsal, especially after we finish singing and he wants to tell us something. Don't talk. Don't rehearse those notes on your own. Don't rehearse the notes on your own when he's like, okay, tenor, sing this. No, you don't get to. You're not a tenor. Stop singing.
Yeah.
But when other people are talking around me, I'm like, because I hear everything.
I get it.
And it drives me crazy.
I can relate.
But I don't know why I turned the volume up on the TV. I don't know. That one I don't know. And I don't know if it's because of like background noise. Sometimes when they have background noise or background music, I have trouble understanding or hearing the dialogue.
Yeah. It gets buried in there.
It does. Yeah. And there's one new show that I love that I actually have driven for, called All Rise. And it's about a woman who was a prosecutor and she's been put on the bench. She's now a judge, and it takes place in the LA courts. And I don't know why the writers have written this and the directors have directed the actors to do this, but it's almost like what we used to do in theater have the lines come right after each other, you know, clip, 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 you know, don't make it seem like you're searching for a line. I mean, it's one thing to emote and have some kind of reaction and, you know, be reactionary, but it also, you need to have the lines follow each other. Well, they've gone to the extreme. That show, the lines are so fast and right after each other that sometimes, good thing I have DVR, because I have to rewind and play it again and be like, oh, I totally missed that. What?
Yeah.
And turn up the volume like, I did not catch that at all, because the lines are so fast. Have you guys heard of that show? All Rise?
No.
No, it's very good. It's very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. I remembered finally that, I had to look it up though, but I remembered that the producer, and she of Cherish the Day that I worked on this fall, besides Oprah Winfrey, the other co-producer, she also co-wrote it and also directed some of our the pickup scenes, the reshoots, is Academy Award winning director named Ava DuVernay. She was awesome to work with. Yeah. Yeah, she was great.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, look her up. She's really good. Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, and we had Cicely Tyson in the show. Do you know who Cicely Tyson is?
Yes, I know who she is.
Okay.
I think she's older.
Dale's giving me that face like, no. She's an older African American actress, been around for years. She's like in her 90s now, and she was in our show as one of our regular characters. She was awesome. Yeah. Oh, and she was really kind of fragile physically, and it was funny that we were shooting in this area of LA where there's a lot of old craftsman houses, beautiful, really old houses. And so there were steps. They always helped her up the steps to get into the house. And she teased them one time. My transpo captain would always take her by her arm and her hand and stuff and help her get in. And I think one of the ADs would also help her. Well, one time she pretended to trip, and they were like, oh my gosh. They were like, and she goes, ha, 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 I got you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she was funny. She had a sense of humor. Yeah. Yeah, she gave the girl that was a sound girl that always had to go ahead of time to base camp and mic her up, put a microphone on her. She one time said, okay, you guys ready? And Cicely said, we're not guys. Do we look like guys? Oh, we're ladies. Yeah, anyway.
Well, I've got to get ready for my dialysis adventure. Do you want me to keep this meeting going for the two of you?
No, I should probably get my kid off the iPad since he's been on it for what, 3 hours now?
I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch. Yeah.
So think about when you're going to set up another meeting or have one of us set it up.
Yeah.
Is my birthday the next one? My birthday's in June.
I'll
Do
just
we have a birthday before then?
For whoever wants to do another meeting.
He needs to take advantage of that extra pay that he's done.
Well, yeah, but I only paid for a month, so my access to this upper level of Zoom is only good for another 30 days. So
Got it.
I'm glad to schedule another meeting if that's what we want. Yeah, and I kind of want
Awesome.
to now because it went so well.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of touch and go to get in at first, but I think once we got it, yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up. I sent Mike a message. I was like, well, I've tried for 30 minutes. Here's my phone number.
Oh no.
And then it went in. So.
Oh, good. Do you find occasionally I don't know if it's the speed of my computer, but have you noticed that occasionally the computer, the pictures will freeze up?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's not just mine?
No. at least.
There were sometimes people's conversation I would miss out on.
Yeah.
And my picture was the only one that wasn't frozen up and everybody else was frozen.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it would catch back in and be fine.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your appointment.
No, well, yeah.
Well, as much as you can.
I mean, do you get to eat snacks while you're there?
I don't, because that just, because I just have to be still, and that would just make me want
Defeats
to
the
get
purpose.
up or make me want to use the restroom, and so I just have to sit there and bear it for.
So do you read stuff online? Do you watch TV? Do you read? What do you do?
I mainly watch television or listen to music just to distract me, but I can't do anything more than that, because when I'm on the machine, I feel funny, and concentrating on things. It's like driving in a car. It's kind of like, I would make myself sick if I tried to do anything while I'm getting treatment. And I mainly try to keep myself calm is what I really try to do. Yeah.
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 So they have a TV there for you to watch?
There's television, but I take my pad with me, my little tablet, and
Oh, good.
yeah.
And watch stuff on that.
Yep.
Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Setting it all up.
This was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll try to do it again soon, huh?
Yeah.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Okay.
Miss
so see
you.
you guys.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Lisa.